Happy Sunday, all. Welcome in. Hope you all are having an awesome weekend. Hope everyone's getting a chance to relax. Hello. Hey, how are ya? Puffin, thank you so much for the 3 months, friend. Welcome in. How we doing? Hopefully it'll be a relaxed, flyless Sunday. Very unlikely, but we will see. I've gone through measures to try and ensure that, but, you know, certain things from Amazon won't be here yet, but I'm going to do my best. Hello, buddy. Funny, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. What's up, Loki? Went to karaoke last night. My new regular song is Katy Perry's I Kissed a Girl. There you go. Olive, hello, friend. What's up, Mayor? You forgot today was Sunday. Hey. You know, sometimes it can be a good feeling to forget what day it is. Just kind of lose yourself, you know? It's not a bad thing sometimes. Not feeling too hot today? Oh, Splat, I hope you feel better, friend. Oh, thanks to the meds. I got you. No worries, Splat. I appreciate you. No worries. Shuby, thank you for the 6 months. Hello. Tendrous, how are you? Yes. Today, obviously Sunday, chill, Phasmo, but I kind of forced myself into some games. I say forced myself. My day was going to be, you know, a nice, chill, normal Sunday, but I was hanging out with a friendo, just chilling in chat earlier, and I was like, you know what? I wonder if he's willing to hang out for a bit today. So, old McDockerton had a farm, said he's down for some games. So we're playing with Doc today. Doc, who freaking this guy over here doing no evidence runs out the wazoo. I don't even know who the hell he is even. I don't even know who that guy is even anymore. I don't know. Hey, Tika, how are you? My opinion on Point Hope. It's a pretty great map. I like it. I like it a lot. I really like how custom it is. Is it a map that I'm going to play all the time? No, I'm not going to play it all the time. Can we get a shout out for Doc, actually? Because Doc is also rolling as we speak. So, guys, he's another one of our amazing Midnight Society members. Great friend. Love Doc. Amazing voice. Awesome attitude. Great. Musk. Yeah, you should check him out. How are the flies today? I'm hoping they're at bay. Maybe they got the message from last time. Yeah, that's the hope. Hopefully last time they saw what happened. They're like, you know what? I saw what happened to Ricky. I don't want that to happen to me. Not you, Ricky, the other Ricky. You know, the fly Ricky. I don't know why I named it Ricky, but I just did. It's what happens. Dropping him a follow. Hey. For the Musk. Dave, you should. Dave, congrats again, friend. Congrats again. That's crazy, man. I can't believe you completed it. It's just such a wild idea. The thought of, if you guys are unaware, if you guys were not here when we talked about it, Dave completed a very, very crazy challenge, which, if you guys know what the apocalypse runs are, it's the hardest difficulty in the game, which is times 15. But he decided for some reason that wasn't hard enough. So he makes it even harder. And he makes it to where he gets a perfect game with the times 15 and has to get a ghost photo no matter what. And then makes it even harder where this challenge, his APOC 3 challenge, is he had to do a perfect Apocalypse 3 with ghost photo on every single map, back to back, not one mistake. If he makes a single mistake, does not get a perfect run on any map, he has to start completely over. And he's been doing this challenge for months and months, and he completed it just the other day. Yeah. And he's already on to the next challenge. Like, he's already like, all right, guys, on to the next challenge. And he's going to make it even harder. He's a madman. So there's another one. If you guys are looking for some more crazy Phasmo content, Dave. Yeah, there's some more. Yeah. 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 Cade, hello, friend. Yeah. Mad Beans. There's some Mad Beans in the community you guys should check out for sure. Potato, hello. Some Mad Beans. Kitten Kills, how are you? Sift, hello. All right, let me get the game going, and then let me check on Mr. Doc. He might be mid-game as we speak. Phoenix, hello, friend. I feel like we've been playing a lot of Lethal Company recently. I've been seeing a lot of my friends in Lethal Company games. Infinity, thank you for the 14 months. Hello. Meggers, hi, friend. Freaking Meggers and Phoenix and Mayor and Vin. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Well, like last night, the night before, it's like late at night and we're all chilling. And it's like, well, they're playing Lethal and they're playing Lethal. Well, fine, we'll play Lethal. It's fine.
Welcome back. There's some jobs ready for you.
Think I could ever swing you to attempt it? No. No. There's a reason for that, Dave. And the reason that I would never attempt to do your challenge, because that's all I would do. I talked about this before. I don't think I could do that challenge because that's all I would be able to do for months. And if that's all I can do for months, I have nothing I can release to the wild. That's it. Would be my attempts. Like attempt 75, attempt 512. He's got 3 ghosts. Oh, thank you, Blondie. Thank you for checking. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. How you feeling today? Feeling good. You know, it's funny you say how you feeling because like the past like 2 weeks, I've been waking up with like a headache. Sometimes it's worse. Sometimes it's okay. Like better. But I don't know if it's the weather or what. My wife has been too. Other people are like talking about the headache. I don't know what the hell is going on. I don't know, man. Freaking weird. I know you have a list. Shush. Shush. Yeah, same here, Olive. And I don't know what's going on, especially recently. I don't know what's up. I don't know. Learned so much from watching them play. Oh, Dr. Lando, I appreciate you coming in. Thank you. Jim Bob, thank you for the prime. Appreciate you. Lil, thank you for the follow. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Jingus had a headache a couple of... Dude, it's going around. My guess is weather. My guess is weather. He just finished and sadly got incorrect. That happens, man. Absolutely happens. All right, let me send a message to this bean. DC, thank you for the biddies. If anyone's interested about the new Twister movie, it's pretty good. That's what I've heard from a couple people, actually. Kitten. I've heard that from a few, that they've said that the new Twister movie was actually pretty solid, which scared me because like I love the old Twister movie. The old Twister movie was amazing. Everybody loved the old Twister movie. Mute. Mute. Okay. Flash told me we should follow you for the Musk. Thanks, Dave. Damn it, Dave. You just got to call me out. You just got to call me out like that, huh? All right. All right. I can see the messages in chat. I can see them. You've been getting headaches as well? Yeah. Just take care of yourself. I don't need to tell you guys, drink water, all that jazz, but it's just, yeah, man, it's going around. It's going around. I can't hear him. I have it muted. I don't know if he wants me to make a lobby or if he wants to make a lobby, but I don't care. How are the flies days? They're at bay. If I may. Hear what I say. No flies today. Don't forget the electrolytes. Yeah, I've been trying to drink a lot of water. Yeah, I actually need to refill my water jug. Are they at Old Bay? That's great, Gray. What? Nothing. Break of daylight. How were your games yesterday, friend? Going to Discord, my man. My man. Yeah, if he wants to make the lobby, that's cool with me. My man. Okay. Learned my lesson with flies. I saw one once, just one. Turned into more than once. Just join a random I'm not just joining a random lobby. That defeats the porpoise. The porpoise. All right. Join. Join. Hey, JP. What's up, friend? Over here being Dr. Seuss. No, I'm not. All right. I wonder if Doc's on push to talk.
And look, everyone, it's FlashForce. Hi, Flash.
I peed.
You peed? Oh.
Yeah, that was instantaneous. I joined, and you're fast.
Well, wonderful. That's how it should be, right? Ghost Huntress, thank you so much. I appreciate you, friend. Flash, is it gonna drive you insane if I'm talking to chat while we're playing? Is that gonna bug you?
It might.
It might.
It might.
So you want me to go to push to talk, Flash?
Oh Jesus. Hey, how are you?
Okay. All right. Yeah. You got to get right up in there.
I was looking at the other screen and came back. Got the nostrils right there. Right there. Oh my goodness. Right here.
Thank you so much for the follows, folks.
If you could, that would be lovely.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
So here we go. That means I'm going to go into my settings. I'm going to go to...
Hi, Tash.
Thank you so much for the follows, folks. I appreciate you. All right.
Followed up.
Options.
For this. Just for this.
Look at all these amazing folks coming in. I appreciate you all. Thank you. Thank you.
Aren't they also nice?
They are also nice. Every single one of them. Glorious. Okay, not voice
Especially
activation.
The ones that are there for the musk.
The musk? What do you mean? Am I missing something?
Did you have someone earlier that came in and said they followed you for the musk?
Oh, for my musk. Yes, well. I'm happy to share it. And I have it in abundance. Kid and Kills, thank you for the lurk, friend. I appreciate you. All right, hold on. I need to figure out. I don't even know what
it's okay, Blue. It's okay. We normally do. Came back to nostrils. Yeah, but they're really they're clean. It's funny. It's really funny because like the nostrils are like so clean. They're so clean. But if I go to the back of your neck, that's having a bad day. Nostrils, clean as could be. Back of the neck, Jesus Christ. What happened?
Flash, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yes!
Okay.
All right, we got it.
Without pushing to talk, say something really weird. Jesus, Doc. Okay, wow. No, I didn't hear his word. Okay.
I just got to say hello to a couple of folks, Flash, and then we're
You're good. You do you, boo-boo. You're good. You do you.
Oh, thanks. Hey, and while we're at it, think really long and hard about your favorite map and what you would like to do with zero evidence.
Okay,
right?
Roger that. I don't know this man anymore. That's a serious razor burn. Here, we'll put some lo-fi back on. Give him a break. He can't reach the back of his neck. Oh, that's funny. Do prisoner asylum? Oh, listen, you do realize whatever I have him do, I have to do. I think you can watch the inside of the mouth. Oh, you can. You can. Hold on. Here. He's moving, though. That might make it tough. Here, let's see.
Oh. Okay. Now, just because I put my face up in your face doesn't mean you get to back that
They wanted to see the
that
inside.
Ample set of cheeks
they wanted
up
to
into
see
my business.
They wanted to see the inside of your mouth. What do you want? Listen, dude. Listen.
All right. So, thank you for that. What map you want to do there, Flash?
What is the? Give me the last 2 maps that you've done.
What is map? Well, to be completely honest, I think I've only gotten through 1 so far, and that was Tanglewood. So
okay, good, solid choices. Then let's do Ridgeview.
Ridgeview sounds good to me, my friend. 100%.
I like it. Would you like me to be Papa?
Well, I'll tell you what. Wait, did you? I'm sorry, I have a lot of noises in my ears right now. Did you say you were willing to fund? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, well, hold on a second. Let me check how much money I have.
Well, mainly because of the tier of items.
Oh, gotcha. Not
You know,
because I only have $15,851.
Correct. You know, for a second there, you sounded like one of those tubes from the 90s. You know what I'm talking about? The ones you turn over.
The 90s tubes.
I don't know what their actual names were. How much do I have? I don't know.
I believe they're just called the.
I am $999 away from a really great total.
What is the great total? Tell me. I'm dying to know.
$69,690.
Why is that? Why is that such a big deal, Flash? Why is that?
Guys, just start the game.
Okay, let's start the game. You realize we have nothing in the truck, right?
Crap.
We just have.
Hey, don't actually start the game.
Oh no. Oh, okay.
Okay, now start the game.
Okay. All right. Let's start.
I'm glad. You know, I'm glad there's two of us here. Crap. I'm glad there's two of us here. That was...
Okay, Flash. I'm embarrassed.
Yes,
I need to admit, I didn't realize you were streaming.
No, you're fine. You haven't. No, listen.
Because I'm like,
listen.
How about you just let me talk to chat during your stream?
Fine.
It'll be amazing.
No, you're fine. That's why I was like, listen, you're good. No worries. It's fine.
You're fine.
You're fine.
You're fine.
You're fine.
No, you're fine.
Why do you? That's why I said there were
I've
people
seen.
coming over to say something about the Musk. It's because.
Oh man, it's taking me a long time to put that together.
Oh, my Lanta. No, to be fair to you, I wasn't saying anything. To be fair to you.
Roger that. Roger that.
Roger
Okay.
that. Roger
Well,
that.
hey, now we have a shared understanding, and that's great. So that's good. It's a good place to start. Okay.
Go ahead and give us an intro, please.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna read about this stuff real quick.
Please. Yes,
real
please.
quick. Oh, do you want to hear it too? Or
Yes, oh, yes, please.
Oh, okay. All right. Here we go.
Case 1669, at least it is for me. Dorothy Belfield. What's with all the 69s? Anyway. Prevent the ghost from hunting with a crucifix. Detect the ghost presence with a Motian sensor. And repel the ghost with incensuses while it's chasing FlashForce.
Excellent.
Wait, why does it got to be chasing me?
Because if it chases me, I will no longer be alive, and that sucks for me.
Oh.
I would rather live.
Oh, roger that. All right.
Listen, I haven't died yet today, okay?
Okay.
I have only played one map, but I haven't died yet today.
That's 1 for 1. That's some good numbers.
100%.
100%.
Yeah.
That's
It's a
damn
amazing
right.
batting average.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Oh my God. Infinity, what's up, Orbit? Noki, 88. How are you? What's up, Bliss? Lena. Oh, Doc is a treat. Why does he sound like you? Why does Doc sound like you? Doc is a wonderful specimen. He is a gem. Amarok, hello. All right, this is no evidence. Ooh. I found a ting. I'm doing it. How old are you? Where are you? Goodbye.
What you got there, buddy?
It's in the hallway, which is right there. I'm gonna go take some sanity because I did ask where it was.
Oh, okay, roger that.
So BRB.
Well, wait, I'm still right next to you.
Oh, okay. Well, we are BRBing together.
It's kind of like that awkward moment when you're walking with
like, all right,
someone
man,
and you
see
think
you
the
later.
conversation's and then you end up walking next to each other for a few feet and you're like, oh,
All right. Well, I'll see. All right.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was just gonna go left.
Do cursed objects lay around even if you're like level 12? If you are playing on a game mode that has a cursed possession, one will spawn every game. One will spawn
I'm
every
gonna grab
game.
a-
Hi,
I'm gonna grab a
Halogen.
camera and look for mimicry. Real quick.
Mimicry?
That's all right with you.
Oh, please.
Mimicry.
Please. I'm gonna get some salt and crucifix.
Roger that.
Roger. Yeah. I need to meet someone named Roger and hang out with them. Faruna, hello. Oh yeah, cold temps. Oh yeah. I heard a toss. Where was that? Is that over here? Oh.
I am seeing precisely 0 signs of mimicry.
Roger that. Last Odin, hello.
But you have to trust me.
I will absolutely trust you. I'm playing with Doc. If you look in my title, his name is tagged. You should be able to click on it. All right. So Tiz here has not walked in the salt. I'm gonna go get some Motion sensors.
Ah.
Oh.
It just seemed like a good way to emphasize what you were saying. Like the,
Hey, Sabari.
Would you like me to take in some motion sensors too? That way we can cover everything.
Oh, absolutely. How? Well, here. Let me ask you this: What would you do next? What would Brian Boitano do?
I would totally take in. I would take in motion sensors. Okay.
Roger that. You know what? I'm gonna bring in one of these. I can't explain what this thing is that happens with my sound, but when I pick up, oh, heard that. Ghost fart. But when I pick up a parabolic microphone, it like fixes my sound.
It made a ghost noise in my ear.
Yum.
I think we are conflating
Two.
our.
Doors open. We're fine.
I'm hiding anyway. I'm practicing.
Oh my god. Ooh, I got a whisper.
Okay. What did it say?
I don't know.
Was it a careless whisper? Oh.
Endless. Goo, Flash 9 goo. I'm checking for a banshee. Hi, how Susan? Hi. Oh, not a wraith. Oh, it's walking to us though. Oh. Goo. Endless. What'd you say? I'm sorry. I had that thing on.
No, to be quite frank, I have no idea what I was saying because then sounds went off and my thoughts scattered like frightened mice.
Oh, Goo! Oh, that kind of jarred me for a sec. That
Flash,
jarred.
is that real?
No, that jarred me because the front door shut. But it was walking immediately.
I feel sufficiently jarred as well. Like that was some serious jarring that just went on.
There was
Hold on,
much jarrage happening. I'm gonna go turn the power
Go
on.
get a smudge to prevent future jarring.
Roger that. Oh my god. Endless, thank you for the bits, man. Holy shit. Endeavor, how are you, friend? Good to see you. Welcome in. Oh my word. Chiba! Chiba! Chiba, Doc's showing me how to play no evidence runs.
Hey,
No, if I'm ever doing it,
FlashForce, you want me to get any ghost hunting stuff to check for stuff?
do you want to bring like another lantern in? That'd be super cool.
I can do that for you, good buddy.
Appreciate you, bucko.
We talked about Bucko. Bucko sounds like something else, like when it's over the radio.
Oh, you mean like oh? Holy crap!
Oh my god!
Oh my god! Doc, help! Doc, help! Doc! Help! What do I do? Oh my goodness gracious. She also did not like oh.
Well,
Oh.
I mean, I guess it's understandable.
She said, "No cursing in my house."
Come into my house and start yelling. Oh.
Oh, holy crap! Oh, that's real. That's real. Doc, that's real. No, Doc, no! No! Sweet Doc, no! He wasn't ready. And then she played him off with the piano. Oh no. Sweet Doc, no. No, God. Work cross, hello friend, welcome in. And then she whispers, oh, what a hoe bag. Oh. I told you to tell him not to jinx it. Look, now she's playing you off. Quick, use the cursed object to bring him back. I don't think that's going to work. Hi, Ms. V. Spicy. That's a lot of whispers, man. That's many whispers. Many whispers. Hi, Ms. V. Sent him off with some tunes. Yeah. Oh, poor sweet dog. Listen, dude. It it keeps playing the piano. It gooed on Doc. Oh, you gooed on Docs? Get gooed on, Doc. Oh God, my mouth was open. You okay? I can test for one. I should pick up his smudge. Hey, what up, Bacon? Dude, seriously. Okay. Was that Bo? That was the same one, yes? Yes, quite. Stop it. Doc, I hope you don't mind me borrowing this smudge, okay? Thanks. Oh, jeez, she minds. She minds. Okay. You did not just... Ooh. She burst a light earlier. She burst a light earlier. The dog face. Is this a fly cozy street? No, we have not seen a single one. Packing to go on a 9:45. Oh, got you. Wait. 9-hour flight? Such a mare. It's definitely acting like one. Doc, I'm a little suspicious. Let's check some light switches. Oh. Wait. What? It burst the lights earlier. Yeah, but in the hallway. Not in that room. I think it's a bug. I think it's a bug. I think it's a bug. It just shut a door. Did it? Yeah, it is all over the house. I picked up the key, didn't I? Didn't I pick up the key? I did. Okay. Hush. I should keep that back on for now. Run, 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 run. There's a fault in the lighting circuit. Damn three-way switches. Am I playing no sound? No, you have to turn your sound on, Graham. It said nope. All right. Doc, I'm pretty sure this is a mare. Sorry, I just kind of belched there. Okay. I was going to smudge so I could do a little test real quick. Hi, Nim. Welcome in. Okay. See, that's where the lights are burst. Spicy. Give Doc a quick little 1, 2. There we go. Go! There we go. All right, that'll buy us some time. All right, so where are you, lady? Where are you? Are you close? Are you near? Oh, you're okay. You're right here. All right, let's start doing some switches. Yeah, I'm leaving. I didn't just see a ghost fart, did I? Oh, you trickery. Wait a minute. That was not a mare. No, no, no. I thought I saw that. Yeah. Careful, SpongeBob. That was not what I thought that was. Doc, where's that video camera you had? It's right there. I just want to make sure. Just want to be sure. Okay. I mean, I'm pretty sold on a mare. I don't want Doc. It's in here. All right, Doc, I'm going to go mare so I can bring you back. So what we just saw looked to be a mare ability, but I don't think it was. It was the ghost event where it's the ghost ball and it turns off the light switch when it does that. So it's very deceiving. That's why I saw that. All right, go ahead, mare. But I'd rather bring Doc back than sit here and try to actually work this out. I'd rather Doc be alive. Or it's a demon, and, well, then, you know, Chiba's the winner.
Welcome back. I've prepared some jobs for you.
I want you to know, Flash, there was a little bit of tension in chat because, Chiba said it was a demon.
Yeah, you know, he said the same thing here. And, you know, if he would have been right, I would have been a little upsetty spaghetti.
Yeah, well, I had a real conflict of interest because I'm like, FlashForce, Chiba the Hutt, FlashForce, Chiba the Hutt, FlashForce.
Demon,
and then it
says it all the time.
Yeah! Give her the follow. Yeah, so ultimately I went with Mare because we thought you've earned this moment.
You know,
despite
I
Cheebs,
appreciate your trust.
Thank you. Yes, I mean, Cheebs has overflowing experience and a technical mind that is unrivaled.
Chiba has overflowing a lot of things.
This is true. We can call it the Kavorka, I guess.
Listen, if you want to treat, if you really want to treat, I would really highly recommend going to check out the channel Chiba the Foot and just looking at
Chiba the Foot. Really?
Look at the background banner. Just give it a look. Yeah.
Well, I can't. I don't.
You don't have to right now. Just when you have time.
Okay. Oh, I definitely will, though. I definitely will. Chiba the Foot, you say? All right. I got to check that out. That sounds amazing. Oh, look at that. We got a promo for Chiba the Foot right there in chat. There it is. Check out the amazing Chiba the Foot. You know, for the longest time, I thought that was Chiba. I was like, this is Chiba messing with me. And then as it turns out, it wasn't. It's like, who the f is Chiba the Foot?
Who in the
All right.
Yes. Hi, Alyssa.
Well, that went
What's up,
well
Chopper?
for precisely one of us.
Hey, 50-50. You know what? You're 50-50 on the day.
Yeah,
I think you're doing great.
You know,
You're doing a great job.
Well, hey, 500's a great batting average in baseball. It's good lottery odds. So
Life.
you know, we're yeah, life 50-50, you know.
50-50, that's right. Now we just need to turn this into a Meatloaf song and we'll be good to go. So let's get this one right, all right?
I would do
Oh, that's not the one I was talking about.
Oh, sorry. Well,
2 out of 3 ain't
hey,
bad,
what?
maybe.
You know what? And I'm not suggesting we have to do it now.
Okay.
Because you're streaming, but I still haven't done the little find the sea of ghosts on Point Hope yet. I haven't done that yet.
Okay, now let me ask you this. Are you
Ask me
interested in actually trying to solve said things, or do you just want to see the sea of ghosts?
So wait a minute. What you're saying to me right now, in response to what I was saying to you before, is, Doc, do you want to be a dirt cheater, or do you actually want to try to be smart and think your way through things?
No.
My response to which is, no.
No. I wasn't calling you a f***ing cheater. What I was saying was, do you just want to step 1, go to map, step 2, cheat, step 3, see it?
Yeah, that's pretty much.
I guess, yeah, I kind of am
Yeah.
asking you. Yeah. Do you just want to like just skip all the steps and just go to the end?
Will I get the badge if I?
You will get
still
the
get
badge.
the badge?
You will get the badge.
Point Hope it is.
All right.
Sorry, that was really loud. I heard you through me.
It is. Now we do
Point Hope it is.
Now this can be done on friendly. This does not have to be done on any kind of certain like difficulty. This could be whatever we want.
Are
so
you
friendly's fine.
suggesting we do it on friendly?
I am, because then we don't have to worry about the ghost.
But wouldn't it be something to be? Wouldn't it be something?
Okay, 0 sanity, 0 evidence, and we go in, figure out what ghost it is,
Yeah.
and solve it. Let's do it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
All right. Do I have to live?
Yes, you do. Oh, how the turns table.
They did. They did. Ready?
Did you change the settings? Hold on.
Nope.
Hold on.
Nope. Not
Hold
even
on.
a little bit.
Not even a little bit? Oh, you're going to, hold on. You sure? You're going to live through this. Hi, Ray.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I played this map twice. I know what I'm doing.
All right, that means we have to floor it through this. If you guys have not done this already and you don't want to know how to do this and you want to figure it out yourself, don't watch for like the next 5 minutes, okay? Do not watch for the next like 5 minutes. Alyssa, good to see you. What's up, Daisy? I forget what we need. What do we need? We need UV. We need UV. Is that it?
All right, we're here.
You didn't say anything in the transition between my entering the van and from the hideout, like something along the lines of "this is a mistake" or "Doc's going to die."
No, I absolutely did not.
Okay.
No.
Okay, good.
Okay,
good.
so we need UV, so you can take the UV that's on the wall. There you go. I would recommend a smudge just in case things start to go south on us.
All right, got it.
So,
We don't want things to go southward.
So nope,
please.
southward. So I would go flashlight, UV, smooge, lighter, and then we're good to go.
Got it.
All right, let's rock. Don't forget your night vision just in case. Hey, get back here.
Wait, what?
Night vision, just in case the power goes out.
Roger that. But I always forget to turn the is this? I have to press T to turn it off. I always forget that step.
Is that what you say when you turn it on? Oh, good luck, Ring.
Well, you never say.
All right. I would warn people that if they do not want to know how to do this, that they avert their eyes for like 5 minutes. Hi, Gamer Wolf. Yes, Doc.
Yeah, did you say EMF or UV?
UV. But you're fine. I have one on me.
Okay.
You're fine. You can use mine.
Have the EMF then.
Well, that's fine. You can use mine. I think he has an EMF on him. Hey, Leon. Watch your feet. All right. So, first step, we have to.
Yeah.
So this is what the first step is: green, blue, red. So we need to do the green, blue, red pool balls into the pool holes.
Okay, so we gotta put green, blue, and red balls into the appropriate receptacles.
That is correct. So, this one right here, green. This green right here.
Roger that. Yeah, green ball. Oh, you want me? All right, so I'm doing.
Yeah. I'm
this.
just giving you the flash.
Oh
I'm
wait,
just,
that's
I'm
not helpful.
I'm just lighting it up for you.
Does it matter which pocket?
Nope.
Okay, ready? 3, 2. Oh, the suspense is killing me.
Okay, there we
Yeah!
go. Okay. I didn't think it was going to go for a second. All right. And then this blue striped one right here.
Blue striped one.
Yep, in the middle.
Oh, we keep dodging in the same direction. All right, there we go.
Sorry.
Okay.
Whichever one you want. Okay.
Okay. Okay, that didn't work.
That did not work the way I think you thought that it was going to work.
No, that's not the way I envisioned it.
This is the one, yeah?
This is hard. Okay, hold on. Yeah! Nailed it. First try.
All right. So there is
Ooh!
a key right there. Go ahead and grab it.
Got it.
I
All
think
right,
the
I'm gonna
ghost is
grab my
here, by the way.
flashlight again. In
All
this
right.
room?
Yep. All right. So we I saw her breath. Hey, the juice. Nice.
All right, good.
All right.
We always need the.
It got muffled.
The juice.
Oh, thank you, Alyssa. What's up, Gabriel?
Okay.
All right,
So
we
now
go all
there's
the way up.
probably like a little mystery cupboard up here. I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. Oh, that's.
No,
I thought that was the
that's
sound
the
of
gears.
footsteps. That's the.
No, that's
freaking-
the
oh my God,
gears.
that's terrifying.
Okay. Open her up. Forgot UV. Oh, it's
All
down
right.
there. Oh, yeah,
I
yeah,
need
you're right.
a cog.
We have to
I'm
go
assuming.
downstairs anyway. We have to go back down to
But
the,
I do
to
not
the
have.
bell.
I
It's
have
fine.
no cog. I am
That's okay.
cogless.
Let's find you a cog. Okay.
Okay. All right.
See that guy right there?
Oh, look! There's a cog.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I am so loud. I apologize. I can.
No, that's
I can hear myself.
Can you actually hear you through me?
Yes.
Can you? I mean, I can turn my headphones down.
No, don't.
No, I can.
I don't mind.
Because I think your audio is fine on my end.
But my own voice. I'm digging it right now.
Oh
I sound like Tom
that's
Selleck.
really weird.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well,
I'm
hey,
really
you
liking
know?
this.
All right. So now I'm
F it.
pressing F.
F it.
Oh.
Bing, bang, boom.
Okay.
So that's doing
All right.
a 1, 2, 3. A little out of time.
A
Yeah,
1,
just
2,
little bit,
3.
though. So now we need to go all the way back downstairs. And we need to go ring the bell.
Roger that. Ringing the bell. I hope we make it before the ghost murders us, or at least murders.
Yeah, it'll be fun. We should probably take some Sandy when we get back to the truck.
Roger that.
Love the Easter egg on Point Hope. Yeah, it's great. I'm glad I figured it out.
Okay. I keep thinking I hear things that sound like a hunt.
Yeah, I know, like the bassy sounds. Is there a clue on the map? Yeah, there's clues. It's not like some obvious thing that stands out like, hey, here's clue number 1. But yeah, you can figure it out. Oh.
We can't get out, can we? Yeah, we got.
No, it's hunting. Imagine if it's a Dio and it comes right to it.
Can we go ahead and not? Okay. All right.
Okay. Okay. All right, go ahead and ring that bell 3 times for me.
1,
There's probably some sort of time limit.
2. Oh, jeez. Okay. So in other words, hurry up. All right. Got it. Oh,
Yeah, did you hear that? Okay.
it was a sizzle. You got a little sizzle.
All right, let's take 2 of those, call them in the morning. All right. Here, you can go ahead and grab this UV while we're here. Hi, paranormal.
All right. Grabbing.
Grab. Grab. That's a good grab.
I don't.
Right there.
I suppose I shouldn't make that sound when I
No,
grab
you can.
things like-
You're fine.
All right.
Okay. All right. Back upstairs we go.
Okay.
Lazy, thank you for the
And I
prime.
do appreciate you squiring me about on this
Absolutely.
quest to find this new badge. I appreciate it.
Of course.
Because it's a lot of thinking that I don't have to do now, which I appreciate. Stairs.
Wish there were subtitles. Pretty sure there is. I'm fairly certain there. Oh, I'll see you later. Huh? I'm
Straight, okay?
Hi, Jen. I'm playing with Doc. Where was the ghost then? Not good subtitles, by the way. Oh, no. It's not going to be accurate. It's live.
My calves are burning.
That's okay. Just give him a rub. All right. So now...
Do you hear a squishy sound when you change?
Like, does it go
Yeah, it does.
when you switch floors?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. All right. I wanted to make sure.
So you see that over there?
It says of.
It does say of. What of it? Okay.
I probably don't need to use the radio when I'm standing right next to you.
Probably not, but it's up to you. All right, so take your of, get really close to this and point it at it.
Oh my god! I used my radio again. But, oh my god, it's glorious!
Holy crap!
Look at all these naked floating people! There's like 12 of them. Oh no, there's more than 12.
There's way more than 12. There's many. And when you keep going, like they get closer and closer. But listen, like if you let it catch up to you and let it go by, you just listen. Just listen. Hi, Jammy.
Wait, what do I do? Do I just stand here?
Oh, yeah. Here. It'll come back. It's coming back around. It's coming back around. Just listen.
Okay. All right, I'm listening. Shh. It sounded like a car going by.
No.
It did. It sounded like a car going. You know what? I thought for sure, Flash, and it would have been the most amazing troll ever, that you were going to say, all right, wait, you have to listen, and then you were going to play Have You Checked Your Butthole? And I
What if I'm just like, listen? No, listen. Here it comes. You just got to listen. Listen. Here it
okay, I'm
comes.
listening.
Here it comes.
I'm listening.
Here it comes.
Okay.
What's that, brother?
Wait, what's that thither? What? Oh, Jesus.
Oh, wait, no.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
The best one would have been, wait, what's that sound? Wait, do you hear it?
Wait, what sound?
Oh, do you hear it?
Ooh, baby, do you know that heaven is a place on earth?
Oh, wow. It's so distinguished.
No, that's amazing. That's amazing. I wish I had some cool sounds programmed. I just have to try to think of dumb stuff to say.
What's that?
It's okay. All right, but you should have it now, by the way. Oh, we do have to live.
Excellent. Oh, and we also have to figure out what the ghost is.
Oh, yeah, we got to figure out what it is. Where is the ghost, by the way?
By the way, the only hiding spot I am aware.
The only hiding spot I am aware of on this map is the little lighthouse down at the bottom. Oh, and the screen that is normally here that is not here. Is this real?
Confirmed. It was real. Listen. I gave him... the option. Is that a phantom? I wonder what... Hold on, I did smudge. Hold on, let me go back upstairs. I wonder what the cursed possession is. Just taking a break. All right. Fudge. Can't save him. Listen, I was willing to risk my life to bring him back. By the way, Doc, I think it's a phantom. And I think we have to do that again now because he's dead. Hi, Crow. Fancy. He's just sliding down the stairs. Whee! Why phantom? I think it was really hard to see. He'll still get it. Oh, will he really? Even if he's dead? Oh, is it because somebody escaped? Oh, maybe.
Welcome back. I've got some jobs ready for you.
Yeah, it was.
So I'm remembering two moments very distinctly right now.
All right. I also remember a moment. Do go in.
Okay, so wait a minute.
I think you still got
I
it
have
because
level-
somebody lived.
Let's go! Oh
Can you-
man, that
can you do
totally
with-
ruins
Can you
the
do that with
joke
the
I was
echo
setting
voice
up, but-
though?
Yes. Oh wait. I lived? Wait, no, I didn't live though.
No, you didn't live,
what
but you
the-
got the card.
Okay. Let's go! Okay. That works for me. I got $112 too. I got
What was the ghost? It was a
$112 and
phantom.
ghost hunting card that I didn't exactly earn.
Hey, Zoka.
This is great. This is great.
Hey, listen. You know what? You got the card, and that was our objective on that one. Hey, Timmy.
That's right. We stated our objective. We fulfilled the objective.
I asked
and
if you
that's-
wanted to
that-
do
that's neat.
one where the ghost was able to hunt us, and you said yes. I was like, okay, sure.
And look at that. You survived. You did it, Flash. I'm proud of you.
Is this real? Is this real?
Well, it was right on my at
To be
that
fair,
point in
yeah,
time. And
I couldn't tell if it was an event or not. I just took off. I ran.
that was probably the wise decision, although got to admit, I did feel a little bit left behind. But you know what, though? Hey, we
I
got
know.
the badge, and that's what we were doing. All right? It's all about the badge. All right.
I was always
You got a
told it was all.
preference?
I was always told it was all about the Benjamins.
It's all about the Benjamins, baby. No, wait, that's not it either. I have no idea. All right. Where do you want to go?
Well, I mean, that to me does not count for a choice for you for like where we did a no evidence. So,
Okay.
because we were doing the card. So where would you like to do the next run? And it can be whatever type of run you want. I don't care.
You want to do a Willer?
Sure.
We're going to go to Willer.
I like Willer. All about the Benjamin.
I enjoy a
baby.
good Willer every once in a while myself.
Ah, me too.
Probably not the best phrasing for that sentiment, but I'm going to go ahead and go with it anyway.
I like it.
Okay, perfect. All right. In 3, 2, 1, S.
Hi, CJ. What up, Arthur? How are you, friend? Doc is such a treat.
All right, we're here. Take a look at the equipment and prepare a
Andrew Elliot.
investigation.
Okay.
Let's rock.
Here we go. I'm gonna read the thing.
Okay. I believe in you.
Andrew Elliott! I'm a member of your team. Witness a ghost event. Prevent the ghost from hunting with a crucifix. Get an average sonnetage.
That was loud.
Below 25%. Mother. Okay.
All
Damn.
right, let's go. Let's do this.
Oh my-
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Oh my God. This poor ghost.
Wait, what? Oh yeah.
Let's get this mother.
That is kind of aggressive. I find, though, it makes him a little bit more frisky. You know, the ghosts get a little frisky. And,
Yes, the
and
plushie
that
campaign
makes
starts
them easier to
tomorrow.
find.
It starts tomorrow. If we get 200 pledges for the plushie, it will be created. Yes, yes, yes. I've got the juice.
There is a pelvis next to the small table near the basement tool.
That is so hot. Okay. Mothman, thank you for the 7 months. What the?
Basement ghost.
Wouldn't let me push. That was weird. All basement ghost?
I'm 13% sure it's a basement ghost.
You know what? I like it.
Yeah.
Based on that, you know what? I like it.
See, there we
Corbs,
go.
thank you for the
I noticed
9
how much
months.
you trusted me.
I do.
The moment I saw you with the EMF out for an additional 5 seconds after I said
wanted
there
to
was
see what
basement
type
ghost
of
coming.
EMF it was when I heard the sound.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm sorry. I have
Where's
these
the
little
trust in this
insecurities.
relationship?
All right. It's all fine.
5 degrees in there, by the way. Hey.
Trust exercise.
What kind of trust exercise? All right, here's the real trust exercise. Stand in here with the shovel for
Okay.
2 minutes.
2 minutes? Done.
2 minutes. Pick up the shovel. All right, I'll be back.
Got it. Wait. That's
This
it?
is a trust exercise. I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Am I supposed to do anything, or I just stay?
Nope, you just stand there for 2 minutes.
We just had a ghost ball. It's not an Oni. Is there any real purpose to this right now, or is there not a real purpose? Okay.
Did you trust that that was not real?
100%.
Voice mod is just the greatest thing. Oh my god.
Oh,
Yeah, so it
my
ghost
God.
balled at me. While I
Your
was
phone
in there
died. Oh, no,
doing
I
trust
promise.
exercise. Oh, I still have the shovel.
You still, you've really taken this
Yeah,
to the
okay.
next level.
I will do nothing but count the shovel.
Nightmare? No, it's no evidence. No, Doc has been testing himself with some no evidence runs. Anna, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Legend JD, thank you for the prime. It's like a security blanket. Yeah, it's a security shovel. What plushie? Well,
Hey, you want me to toss some salt around down there, bud? I'm doing the radio thing.
that's a.
You want me to toss some salt around down there, bud?
Absolutely. That sounds like a perfect plan.
Perfect.
I'm gonna bring crucifixes down there.
Right.
Hey, careful, SpongeBob.
Yeah,
we are I believe we're within hunting range. I'm gonna go in
Okay.
with crucifixes just to be careful, SpongeBob.
Roger that.
If you
know what?
want, this is what we could possibly do. This would be my suggestion. My suggestion would be that we let the ghost actually hunt, like wait upstairs so we can hear its speed. But make sure you have a smooge. You sound like a big fan of this plan.
No, listen. I believe it's important that in times of uncertainty to voice your concern.
What type of sound
And I just
do you
chose
use?
to do it
in
with,
game. What type of sound do you? What the hell?
So let's go. Let's go.
Sure. Yes, the smooge. Like surround sound. Oh, yeah. What up, B? Le smooge. Moon Bunny. Hi, friend. Thank you for the biddies. I'm going to wait in the garage.
Oh, I was gonna go wait in the basement.
That's probably not a smart plan. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to wait in here with the light off so our sanity drains to get within hunting.
And we can also hide behind the doors, right? And still see it.
Yes, sir. So, yes, sir. Oh, my goodness. Aqua, thank you for the prime. My wife is messaging me.
What sorts of things do you think about when you're waiting for the ghost to show up? What's running through your mind right now?
I was kind of thinking about those sour cream and onion Pringles that are sitting next to my desk.
Ooh. You know what? That actually sounds kind of amazing. I had a granola bar today.
Ooh.
Just one granola bar.
Was it
No,
a certain
no.
flavor, like peanut butter or anything?
It was just oats and honey. you know?
Okay.
Cool.
That's solid,
Yeah,
though.
That's it. That's all
You
I
know?
had. No, well, I mean, it's solid, but if it's the only thing you eat, you just feel unfulfilled.
That's fair. I have ads about to start, guys, by the way. What else do you think? What do you think about?
I think about trees. I'm scared. I'm sorry.
Is that a Hantu?
Flash, help me!
What, Doc? Listen. Listen. Listen, Doc. Listen. You can't charge the door, Doc. Doc, I want you to know you got killed by a Dio. I'm gonna have it walk over to you, by the way. That's right. Come visit what you did. Look at what you did. Look what you did to him. And Phasmophobia, Dio walk you. Mark and Dio getting out of here. Okay. Flash, help me. Charges the door. What do I do? God damn it. Sparkle, help. What do I do? Hi, Meg. Hi, Sleepy.
Welcome back. There's some jobs ready for you.
Okay.
Doc,
okay.
let's talk
So-
about this.
No. Hold on a second. No. No. In my defense.
Go ahead.
In my defense.
I'll wait. Hi, Ray.
It was not that slow when
Correct.
it removed my eyes from my skull. Was not that slow.
You also charged the door that it was coming to.
Well, I mean, you gotta show dominance. You can't just let these Dios walk all over everything. Otherwise, the next thing you know, you're dead next to the couch on the floor in embarrassment. Oh, wait, that's kind of how it turned out anyway. All right.
And it literally walked all over you. Like, literally walked all over you. Like, no figuratively.
you
No, it
know,
walked
yeah,
right on you.
No, I know, but in fairness to me, you did kind of make it walk a little.
Well, I mean,
if we're being
listen, I didn't create the pathing of the ghost. I just did a lap around the living room to make sure where the remote control was. I didn't do anything. Someone did just say Ghost 3, Doc 0, so I don't know how to feel about that.
Well, I know how I feel about it, and it's
Go ahead.
It's not good. It's not good.
Ballistic, thank you.
All right. Well,
Stop
I guess we do the next. Or actually, you know what? I do need to, if it's all right with you, I do need to take like a 3 to 5 minute break.
Perfect. Yeah, that's
to
perfectly
stretch
fine.
out and go use the potty and
Of
stuff.
course. Of
Well,
course.
I said potty. I said potty.
That's okay. What is
gotta
Chingus
use
says
the
bio
potty.
break.
Bio break sounds way cooler than potty. Potty sounds like just issue.
I'm going to take a pee-pee.
All right, so I shall return in just a moment.
Okay.
And I will have a grand re-entrance. You're going to be amazed.
Okay.
I'll be back in just
Roger
a
that.
minute.
You're good. All right, guys, I'm also going to run ads while that's happening. It's perfect timing. Perfect timing. So if you don't have turbo, if you're not sub, don't worry about it. We're waiting on Doc as well. He's taking his break. So 3 minutes, we will return back to our regular schedule programming. We'll be right back. Take a leak. That's right. That's right. I'm not going anywhere. We're just running ads. Okay. Hydrate. Yeah, I got to refill my water. What up, Pixel? How are you? You got trolled by a stinky? So did Doc. But to be fair to the Dio, again, Doc did run to the door. I thought it was a Dio by the way that it stormed the door. I wasn't sure why he charged it. Yeah. Hi, Steph. Speak about the plushie. So, the plushie. I am partnering with Makeship. Diet Goth, thank you for the prime. Makeship are the people that make the plushies. Like the one that you see from Phasmophobia, the one you saw from Dread XP, the people from Mortuary Assistant, like all that stuff. They make all those plushies. I'm partnering with them. So the way that it works is we start with a campaign where we try to get pledges for the plushie. So we have until August 1st to get 200 pledges for the plushie. If we get 200 pledges by August 1st, the plushie will be made. And then there is a couple weeks, like 2 or 3 weeks span where it is then sold. And then as many can be sold are whatever, like it doesn't matter at that point. We just need the minimum amount to be pledged. At that point, whatever it takes to get done, it's fine. But yeah, so we're gonna have a plushie. And you guys, once we have the pledges, are gonna get to vote on which one we're gonna do. We have 2 options. Have you gotten a mock-up yet? No, we're doing the mock-up as soon as the pledges are done. So what we're thinking is it's gonna be one of 2 options. Either option 1, which is basically, either one is like my caricature. It's going to be either like Happy Me with, the blue plaid shirt, black undershirt, FF logo, like happy arms down, or option 2, which looks like my banner on my YouTube and on my Discord and stuff, where I look scared, eyes to the side, and I'm holding a flashlight and a journal and a book. Because I can have 2 accessories as well. So that would be option 2. So you'll get the chance to vote on which one you want to do. Yeah. So I'll probably put it in the sub for a vote or something like that. Do we do the pledges in the Discord? No, it'll be through Makeship. Not the smooch stick. No, not the smooch stick. Ships to everywhere. You'd have to check Makeship. You would have to actually check Makeship to see where they ship to. Yeah. Was the badge all we're talking about for Point Hope? I can show you. All right, we're back. I'm just gonna give it. Listen, I will be excited if anybody pledges. The way the pledging works is it's a minimum $2 pledge. And that pledge is saying, hey, I'm pledging $2 right now to then fulfill it whenever it is finally finished. Which I think the end product, I think it like the plushies themselves are like $30. But that's like any plushie you ever get from them is that much. Yeah. The badge we're talking about for Point Hope, it's this one, which is probably one of the coolest badges in the game. In my opinion. In my opinion. The Ferryman of the Drowned. It's the Easter egg from Point Hope. It's one of the coolest badges. It's so sick. Yeah, it's really cool. I love it. And it doesn't take any special level or anything. You just have to do the Easter egg. You just have to do the Easter egg. That's it. You do the Easter egg and you're done. If you don't know how to do the Easter egg and you want to figure it out without figuring it out yourself, I have a YouTube video on it you can go watch. To do the dang thing. That's right. That's right. That is right. That's right. Guys, also for this will continue. I don't know when this is going to change, but that's going to stay for a while. Where we hit it once, we do the good wheel, and we hit it again, we do the bad wheel. Yeah, I'm here.
This is the ghost of Doc. I really hope my voice line is working, because if it's not, this is going to be really embarrassing for me.
Yeah, I hear you.
I want you to know it's not your fault, Flash. It's not your fault.
What do you mean? What's not my fault?
My death, it was not your fault. It's not your fault.
Oh my God.
It's not your fault.
Why do you keep getting closer to me?
I can't believe you let me die, you son of a...
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's
Pretty
fine.
sure I just
It's
saw
all
fire there at the end. What just happened?
We're okay.
This is some
All right,
tier 3
so-
gaslighting.
Well,
Holy
where
crap.
do we go next where I'm not going to die? That would be good. That would be awesome.
Grafton, you're living there.
Oh, that's what I was thinking.
Hi, GG. Thank you, friend. No, you're gonna live here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to live this
Yeah,
time,
see? Gonna live,
Multiple
see?
deaths. Don't mean
Yeah.
nothing. Yeah, totally going to live, see?
Not gonna die, see?
Not going to die this time.
Hi, Chip Daddy. Hey, how are you? Why is it a question? Hey, how are you? Oh my God.
We've arrived. Check the equipment and get set up.
Going to see a show on Broadway? There you go. Heck yeah, man.
Nothing to report, but it looks like whoever was here left in a hurry.
I love seeing shows.
All right.
Chinka, hello.
No more messing around. No
No
more Mr. Nice
Mr.
Ghost
Nice
Hunter.
Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah, see? Yeah. Hey, Kenzie. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, see?
It's daytime.
Yeah, we're fine.
Okay. Don't be scared.
Are you giving yourself a pep talk?
Little tiny one. Little tiny pep talk.
You know what? I like it. You do you, boo-boo. Found the bone.
Thank you.
Flash help. Which ghost does the red light event? All of them.
Remember, no pep talks while the walkie-talkie is on.
Yep. All is well. You're fine.
Roger that.
By the way, the ghost is downstairs.
Nice try, Flash. There is no basement in Grafton. By the way, there is.
You know you're upstairs, right?
lockers. Yep. Roger.
Devil, thank you for the 13-month prime. Where the... Where's this ghost? All right, so...
Okay.
I don't know where... Oh. Ooh.
Oh.
Well, it's through this plate. But it's not super cold here. I think it's here.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll just take some time to check with my EMF detector.
All right, I believe in you.
Not that I don't trust you. Not that I don't
It's
trust
okay.
you. I just-
Thank you.
know, I just
Thank
wanna-
you.
just
I,
wanna- just
you know
wanna
what?
go
I
ahead.
appreciate your
Oh,
due diligence.
Okay. Oh, it threw. No, it didn't throw this axe. That axe is always there. What? Oh.
Oh. Oh, I just threw the flashlight when I went through the plate. Son of a.
All right, I'm gonna go.
We don't have the power. You said the power was not upstairs.
It might have been. Hold on, let me go look.
I didn't check down in the back room over here either.
We're a great team, FlashForce.
We're doing great.
Great team.
We're kicking tush. Pull-through pile? Yeah, I figured why
There is
not.
no power box up here, but there are hiding lockers.
Roger that.
Which
There
to hide.
is also hiding back by the power box.
Roger that.
Hey, Sleeper, how are you? Thought I'd pop in and say hi. Hello.
All right, I might grab a camera and check for mimicry.
I dig.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Okay. Turning on lights surrounding the area. There we go. Sweet. So we're doing no evidence runs. By the way, for anybody that's looking for evidence and stuff, we are doing no evidence
Oh,
runs.
hey, how are you?
Oh, hey, how are you? It's our Sanitai. Ooh, we're getting close to hunting. I'm gonna grab a smooge. Doc's gonna live this time. I feel like I should follow him around with a smudge.
Door touch. Door touch.
Roger that.
Door.
Da, 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 da.
Door.
Da, 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 da. Yeah. Careful.
Roger that.
You have a smudge?
Yes.
Saw one of the YouTube shorts. Hey, let's go, dude. All right. We're getting closer to hunting. We're not there yet, though. Smooge.
Well, we're at 57%. So
Roger that.
if it's,
The extra slot for the lighter is nice. It is
if
very
it's
nice.
any one of those little nasty early hunting ghosties, we may have
Mm-hmm.
a little bit of a fly in the ointment, as the expression goes.
Ah, the old fly in the ointment sauce. I don't like talking about that. I had like 17 flies in my room the other day. It's a really sore subject. I'd appreciate it if we just.
Wait, 17?
No, there was not. But there was a bunch of flies, and I don't know why. I think my kids left
Did you
some
make
sort
them
of.
like? Did you make them like little jerseys so you could tell which one was which? Like,
No,
oh,
no, I
that's
tortured
fly
them
number
so that
3.
way they understood what the
Oh.
message was to get the out of my room.
Roger that, because no one wants flies around.
That's
in their
right.
house. I get
That's
that.
right.
I get that. I'm with that.
They were after them jelly beans. No, they were not. The beans have they have lids on them.
No Rafe.
I appreciate the likes. Thank you. All right, we're gonna do one of these. Okay, not a Rafe. What the fuck? I'm gonna go grab a smudge.
Roger that.
Is that a Hantu? No, I don't think it did.
I had my flashlight on like the entire time.
You're-
I was
you're
hiding behind
good.
Bed. And it was just like you've died 3 times in a row and really embarrassing and fantastic.
It sounded like it changed speeds near me, which was really weird. Yeah, I'm going to need another hunt.
Do you want me to go ahead and grab a couple
Oh, it
more of
could
these
be a
things so we
Raiju.
can set up a test?
Oh, it could be a Raiju. You know what it might be? That's a good call. It might be a Raiju, and it might be hitting electronics. That's why that speed was constant. That, like...
Raijus do that. Why?
Why do they do that? What electronics are over there? Motion sensor. You son of a bitch. There's a motion sensor right there. I bet that's what it was hitting and what it was speeding up on.
That sounds reasonable to me. So what we could do is we could create an entire line of electronic devices.
I was actually going to remove that electronic device that was right there, so that way it has no way to speed up
that's
around
what
the
I was
table.
thinking too. Yeah, I think you're right. That's what I was thinking too. It's taking away rather than adding electronic devices because obviously that's the right
Well,
thing
because
to do.
adding would be
Yeah, that would. Yeah, that would be.
that'd be chaos. Oh my God, Doc. It's on him. Missed it by that much. When's Faz coming to console? During the Halloween event this year. You know we love you, right? We're keeping count for the ghost. Thank you, Alyssa. Thank you, Liz. Hi, Miss Fortune. Steam a thingy. That's a very open-ended question that I'm afraid to answer. Hey. Yeah, it spawned right next to him. Yeah, absolutely. What else do we have electronic-wise over here? Turn that off. Turn that off. Turn that off. Turn that off. Get rid of that. Give me this. You got Silver Apocalypse. Nice. Heck yeah. Mr. Chingus. Thank you for the 31 months. Hi, Mr. Chingus. Congrats on the stream the other day. You have some very funny photos. Ew. He had a birthday stream the other day. Some hilarious photos came from it. Chingus. Doc's having a rough one. Did it just... Oh, shit. Ghost is angry. We think it's a Raiju. Yeah. I didn't kill Doc. The ghost spawned on him again. It's a Raiju. Got rid of all those electronics. Yeah. If only there was the monkey. Wait. Do I know what the cursed possession is? We know what the cursed possession is, do we? Check for mimic orbs. It's unlikely. Very unlikely because it's continually been the same ghost. This is for you. By the way, it's a Raiju. I wish for life. Run. Doc, I swear to God. Get out of the house.
I'm sorry. I didn't have a flashlight. I didn't know where I was.
Holy moly. We're making you live, damn it.
Hey, listen. Everything is fine. I'm here. I'm in the van. And I'm alive again. Thanks for reviving me, Flash. You didn't have to do that.
Yes,
but you
we did.
You did.
Yes, we
that's
did.
Friendship.
That's friendship.
That's friendship. I appreciate
Lady Sovereign.
it. Hey.
Thank you for the 11-month Prime.
You know where my smudge is that I had?
You don't
before I
need it. It is a Raiju. We are good to go.
Oh. Okay. Fine.
Hey.
Yeah. Nice.
Oh, my Lanta. Wish you could tell the ghost to unkill through the Ouija board. Oh my God.
Welcome back. I've prepared some jobs for you.
Look at that. And you lived. Thank you, Sparkle. Holy mackerel. We're getting them levels. What's up, AMK? Welcome in, Fred. Only ever done it twice? Wait, only ever done what twice? Sorry, my wife was texting me. Apologies. Cosmic! What up, homie? Call him Harry because he's the... I hate it here so much.
Okay.
Oh my God. You're doing great.
No, I'm kind of not, but
Hey,
Ridgeview.
you...
It's-
What do you mean? What do you mean?
I mean, let's be honest here. Let's just both be frank, okay? You and I are both frank right now, okay?
Hey.
I didn't live. And it's embarrassing. Oh, hold on. I'll be right back.
What are the kiddos doing? Oh, they're So my wife took my little one to go on like a play date kind of thing, and the boys are upstairs hanging out. They were outside playing and stuff like that. What up, biker? Bye, no gate. Oh wait, yeah.
Wait, come over here and stand here for a second.
What?
If you wouldn't mind.
What?
All right, because I yelled, "Hey, Flash!" and this was just kind of a moment for me. All right, I'm gonna be you for a second.
Okay. I don't understand what's happening.
All you have to do is just yell, "Hey, Doc!" and
Okay.
see what I saw.
Okay, because you didn't. I don't even think I heard you yell, "Hey, Flash."
I yelled, "Hey, Flash!" and it was hysterical. But here.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Hey, Doc.
Create this moment. just
Like
excruciatingly.
like a bot.
Yeah.
Like an NPC that you just called over.
Taking your sweet time, not a care in the world.
Just a little message
what's
pops
up?
up to the top right. Hey, how can I help you? I did not hear you say, "Hey, Flash." I just walked over here for no reason.
No, I yelled, "Hey, Flash," and it was like this 3-minute saunter down the steps, and it was.
I didn't hear you say it.
glorious.
Oh man. Okay, that makes it better. Flashbot,
good.
listen.
So good. All right, we're doing Ridgeview, and I'm living because if I don't live,
Then you die.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think, yeah, pretty much sells it.
Let's go.
Roger that. Oh, Alyssa, thank you, friend. I hope you're having a good one.
Before investigating.
All right. Oh, it's Jan.
Whoever was here must have summoned the ghost with a curse.
It's what?
Jan.
Jan. Okay.
Case 1673, Yawn Mills. Repel the ghost within sentences while it's chasing someone, get the ghost to blow out a firelight, and prevent the ghost from hunting with a crucifix. Easy enough.
I got a great feeling about this.
You know what? I trust your instincts. Call for yokai. This is his redemption arc. That's right. He lived. They want me to call you Harry.
Harry?
Yeah.
Why are you calling me Harry?
Because you're the boy who lived.
Wait, what? What?
Because you're the boy who lived.
I don't get the reference. What's that?
What? I don't get the reference.
How do you not understand what that is, Doc?
I don't know. I'm not worldly. I mainly just sit in this room.
Potter! Oh, shit. All I saw was a room. That's not good.
Oh, my God. Wow.
I don't know.
Okay, Harry Potter. Noted. Wingardium Leviosa?
Whoa, don't get ahead of yourself here, bucko.
Ah.
Go ahead. I'll wait.
Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him well, Horatio. Where are your jibes, your gambles? The bard himself. Okay,
It might be upstairs.
all right, let's go upstairs.
Upstairs hall. Upstairs bathroom? Yeah, it might have been. Maybe that's why we just saw the wall. Goo butter.
Did I just hear a door? Oh,
You did.
my EMF says it's in here. Mine does.
Well, mine says. Hey, Cinnamon. We'll get those prepped for when we turn that on. Go over here. So he knows Shakespeare, but not Harry Potter. I think he knows it. I think it was just a matter of connecting the dots. Yeah. 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 All right. Let's do salt. Let's do motion sensor.
All right, what are you checking for, Flash? What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna
What-
take
what's your
in
plan?
salt, motion sensor, and a crucifix. Seems like a pretty
Great
solid.
test. Okay.
plan.
Should I bring in 3 firelights then?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm gonna
two,
go.
three.
I'm gonna go turn the power on, and then I'm gonna place. Well, I'm gonna put these down first, and then turn the power on. He is a man of culture. He is. Agreed upon. Hey, what up, Kiwi? See what I was saying, Harry? Sure. We can call him Harry. H-A-I.
So you go pretty much everywhere crouched. Like I noticed that.
It's
Like,
just
you must have quads of
honestly,
steel.
it's you just get used to it after a while, you know.
Right. That's fair.
I think that's definitely a question I get a lot. Why are you crouched all the time? It's the very serious answer is because it became a habit where when I'm closer to the ground, like this, I'm closer to the objects to pick them up. So instead of trying to aim for stuff, I'm just here all the time near the things I need to grab.
Not to mention the fact that you're outside of line of sight. Like if there's like a kitchen.
Right, if you go around a kitchen island or something. Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, okay. It's not a wraith. Not
Roger that.
not a wraith.
but then asked me why I crouch. I'm like, okay, listen, that's a different story. All right, let me go get the juice. There's crucifix. That's different. Don't you? No, you do not move faster if you're crouched. Negative. Negative on the moving faster when you're crouched. That is not real.
It's still scary. I don't care.
I'm crouched running back to the van!
I made sure to let you know that wasn't real because I figured you were going to run for your life.
Yeah, but there's that moment of and I was scared, so I ran.
I'm sorry, one more time. Why does the ghost all of a sudden turn into Sylvester Stallone?
Adrian.
Breath, baby. Doc, get back here. Get back here right now. You get back here.
I'm back here. What's
You
up?
grab that smudge. You get a smudge and you keep it on you at all times. That is an order.
I'm even gonna grab a lighter.
That's
Okay.
my man right there. Right meow. How close are we? We are there. Oh, we need someone in the game who's only listen, what happens, see, this is what happens, okay? It's you get careless because you get adventurous. That's what happens. That's what happens.
No ghost orbs in this room. None. Nada. Zip.
Roger that. Did it turn the power off? Not a Janet, kick the juice. Cosmic! I have another crucifix. Hi. Buzz buzz. Fuck balls.
Wait for existence, FlashForce!
That's real. Cosmic, thank you for the subs. Oh my word. All right, I'm gonna go get the power.
Hey, roger that.
Moroi? No, I don't think so. Tell you what, though, it dodged the crucifixes. Somehow.
Shall I initiate an embryo test?
I mean, if you want to light the candles, at this point it will be stopping it from hunting.
So you're saying I should not initiate an embryo test?
Careful, SpongeBob.
It did just eat a crucifix in the hallway right underneath my butthole.
Skeet up. Butt up. Butthole. Come on, here. Do this, do this, do this. So, let me take one of these guys and bring it out here.
Okay.
Bring another one of
Suspense
these
is killing me
guys
right now.
here. One of those guys over there.
Oh, so my placement wasn't quite.
No. It was
quite
so that way we can
optimal.
space it evenly for the hallway because it seems like I can't tell if it's hunting from the hallway or from in there and it just for some reason grabbed this crucifix.
I'm almost willing to bet you cash. Now that you've said that, it's going to instantaneously hunt,
Wow.
and I am going to die right here in the hallway.
Oh,
all right. Maybe I'm
my
wrong.
Lanta. Okay, this is interesting now.
That seems like like 3 lights and then a hunt.
That seemed a little spice for my life. That's my life. Okay. I'm at the ready. Not really, but you know what I mean. Up a smudge.
Oh, I know what you mean.
Up a smudge. Okay, no, that's Coinky Dink. That's not an Onryo.
Okay, so that is not an Onryo.
No.
See, I immediately would have been like, oh, 3 lights. Oh, God! Okay.
Oh, jeez. Dude, oh my God. You scared me. Jesus Christ. I
It came around the corner.
I was really curious why the EMF was freaking out, and then I heard you.
It was spooky. It was scary. It was somewhat transparent.
Oh, my word. When are we going to play through yours? Sometimes whenever we reach the monthly goal, I play with yours. On Twitch. I don't think it's a shade.
And what makes you say so if you don't mind?
Because it blew out a firelight.
Or even if you do mind.
It blew out a firelight with me in the room.
Oh, that's not a very shady thing to do.
It is not a very shady thing to do. It's, in fact, an anti-shady thing to do.
Wow, it just screamed in my ear.
Oh, yummy. Demon? Maybe. It's very, 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 very active. I need to watch it hunt. All right, I'm going to watch it hunt. 0 evidence? 0 evidence. Yeah.
Godspeed.
Where we're from? East Coast.
Flash! I think it's hunting! I think it's hunting you!
I don't believe you!
Flash, it's hunting you!
I don't believe you!
Flash!
I think you're lying!
Moving around the table, Flash! Flash, run away!
So what you're saying is...
Yeah, you might. Yeah, I think it was hunting you.
Oh,
You
okay.
did great, though. You did
Roger
great.
that.
Did a little loopity-loop.
Little loop-de-loop and pull. That seems like a very, very normal ghost. I'm gonna go get another.
It's almost unique in its normality.
Almost unique New York. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get another smooch. I did not set the timer. The arsonist has oddly shaped feet.
The Human Torch was denied a banknote.
Oh God! Grab the children! The children! Come out the back!
It's so hot.
Milk was a
Milk
bad choice. All right. 60. Thank you, Splash. Thank you for timing. I appreciate it. What a turd. Do I have time?
You didn't turn off the lights, did you?
No, it kicked the power.
Okay, where's the power? I'll go get it.
It's downstairs to the right.
Got it.
Damn it, Doc. I swear to God. I had to sit here and like, be the interference. Thank you.
Power has been returned.
Watch it be a mare. Could be. Could be. You think it's a Pulte? You think it's throwing enough to be a Pulte? Ultima, thank you for the follow.
Okay. Oh, look at this. You're
Making a little doodad here. Little guy.
Pulte.
Alyssa, thank you. 120. Oh, dude, is it freaking? Is this a freaking spirit?
So they can like if it's a poltergeist, it can wing a plate every like half a second or
Every
something
half
like that.
a
Is that-
second, they can throw an object. Yeah.
Okay. Half a second, it wings a plate.
No, it didn't. And the only reason it cleared the table is because I looped the table so many times. Yeah. Cross out Jen. I mean, you see how many ghosts I did not cross out? There's so many I still need to. I know what it's not. Get the fine china. Hey, BK. It's one long Pulte line. Yeah. It's a Pulte line, not a pile. It's a Pulte line. What? A jerk hole.
I got it. I got it. Don't worry. I got it. I'll
It's
get it.
nope. No, you're not. No, you're not. Go hide by the piano, Doc. Hide by the piano. Go hide. Live, damn it, live.
I'm hiding in the basement in a lock.
Oh, he's in a locker. Okay, we're good. Oh my God. Gnarly Boxer, welcome in. We know, Pam. We know. I'm aware that I can cancel out Jen. I know. All right, you're good. No, Doc, no. Oh, hey. Yeah, I think it's a spirit. We can go. He survived. He did. I didn't realize that there was locker hiding down there.
So you're basing spirit on the fact. Did you do the whole timer? Like you based it off of time? Or?
Yeah, it waited 3 minutes to hunt.
Got it. 3 minutes. Now, do you do that? Do you do that in your head, or do you have like an Apple Watch, or
No,
or
so most of the time,
or
what
an
I do,
abacus, or
usually it's an abacus. Usually what I do is I have the abacus and I slide one by one, and I'm like, okay, 1, 2, 3. I do by seconds.
smart.
So yeah. You have
smart.
to like use your elbow though, so you have an extra hand for the keyboard. But or what I can do, or I use the OBS timer and I use that.
OBS timer.
So if you look at your OBS, there's a time at the bottom that says how long you've been going. I use that as my time. So like mine says 1:51:18, so I know that's my start time when if I were to smudge right now. So then I just go from there.
That's smart. That's smart. The only problem is I don't even have my OBS up on a screen. It's like hidden underneath 12 different panels of chat.
Or what you can do,
things and-
if you get craft, or I mean, really, what you could do is you could just have someone that's at the ready and be like, "Hey, would somebody mind timing?" And then just someone might be willing to hit a timer for you.
Yeah, but I think if I do that in chat, someone's just gonna
Thank you,
play a fart
Alyssa.
noise, and that's what'll end up happening.
Or
It's
you
like,
could use
hey,
your
could someone
phone.
take the time and then.
If you have your phone,
Okay.
you could just have the stopwatch up.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
That is smart.
Wicked smack. Stopwatch, yeah.
Awesome. All right, so we're saying.
We'll go
we're saying
spirit.
it's a spirit.
How many hours do I have? Over 2K, over 2,500.
Circled spirit. All right, let's go. Well done, Flash. You did
Hey,
it.
Magnus.
I'm alive.
You are alive. Woo, book.
Yeah. Oh wait, did we get the bone?
Well, we didn't even take any photos.
Okay.
Welcome back. I've got some jobs ready for
That
you.
okay at the end. Oh, okay. Thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. Have like 70 hours, still pretty new.
I
Yeah, man.
unlocked an Uber UV light. There we go.
Uber.
Uber.
Do you smudge the spirit during the hunt to start the timer? It's either or. Usually I do it during the hunt because then I know when to start it. But if it events, you can, because then I know exactly when I smudged. Because if you smudge,
All right, Flash.
If you-
Force. All right.
okay.
We've gone through all of the maps on the top row and a disappointing.
Hold on one sec, Val.
And a disappointing run in Point Hope, and we did a Grafton. So maybe we do a Bleasdale. You want to
Down
do
for
Bleasdale?
Bleezy? Yeah.
Yeah, Bleasy.
Yeah, What's up, dog?
Bleasy. Done and done. All right. Okay. So this time I'm going to be useful. I promise. Scout's honor. It's going to be great.
I believe in you.
I have a prescription.
Thank you. Starting in
It's
3,
been
2.
working since Thursday, and I really need it today. So I went by CVS.
Don't. You're about to flip switches and cause shit to happen.
We've arrived. Check the equipment and get
You
set up
didn't
before
flip anything, did you? Okay.
But I need it like
I've got a report that suggests a possible ghost sighting.
no
A
sooner I
possible
pulled
ghost
into my driveway,
sighting.
it took us at least an hour. Pulling our driveway.
That's it? That's all the intel you have? Wow, you're useless, disembodied voice. Okay.
We'll see you later.
Case 1675, Josephine Jackson. Capture a photo of the ghost. Have a member of your team escape the ghost during a hunt. and repel the ghost using incensuses
Love
while
you.
it's chasing the FlashForce.
Yeah. It's champ.
Okay, champ. Sorry, she was telling me she was going to go get a prescription. That like she pulled into the house. The second she pulled in, then they said that they have it ready, of course. But I have switches over here. My internet is basically connected to a
Flash,
plug
did you check where
that's
the power was by chance? Because I just kind of didn't.
yeah, it's in the attic.
On my way.
Appreciate you. It's connected to one of those switches. So if you turn that switch off, my internet goes bye-bye. So that's why I was, she had her hand on the switch. I was like, so all's well. It's fine. Oh wait, I already have that on. Flashlight, this guy, that guy. Okay, we're good.
Power's on.
We're good.
You know how.
Hey, new panda. Welcome in, friend. Michaela, hi. Have Doc complete the escape the hunt. I believe in Doc. Doc's a hero. Ooh. We do have hiding down here, by the way.
Really?
I'm gonna tape it, yeah.
Where do you spy that hiding FlashForce?
Right behind the grandfather clock.
Roger that.
No. No. Yeah, I need to put tape on it. That actually would be a really good idea. I'm not pulling the cards. You can all shut your butts. You shut your butts. Shut your butts. Hey, Gnarly, how are you? Sorry. No, don't you ever apologize. I appreciate you. I hope you had a great stream. What the fuck? Hi, Rafa. Find anything yet?
Actually, no. I was wondering if you found anything.
No, I was wondering if you found anything yet. National Ice Cream Day. Ooh.
I gotta go ahead and let you know I have found, precisely nothing. Nope.
So what you're saying is...
What I'm putting down is...
What I'm picking up is... Did I see a window?
I just wanted to let you know that you might want to consider, is...
Well, I just want to let you know that... Yeah, I found it. It's in the dining room. I did hear a window. Roger that.
I didn't hear a single thing that you just said. I'm sorry, because like I got a song in my ears. So I got to get really close.
It's in the dining room.
Roger that. Thank you.
Welcome. Someone's playing them a song right now. Where can you find my graphics settings? Why is it half? Ew. There. I think it was half because I was messing with VR.
Gonna go check for mimicry. Bye.
Roger that. Bye. Yeah, you're welcome. I think that's what it was. I think I was doing half just to see what would happen in VR because I was having VRAM issues, but then I started to figure out what it was.
I'm okay!
Doc? You good?
I'm okay. I'm okay.
Dude,
It made a sound in my ear, but I'm okay. All right.
you didn't poopy, did
There
you?
are definitely, there are no orbs in this room.
Why aren't you answering my question?
Because your question was personal in nature, and I didn't feel that during this workplace endeavor in which we are engaged, it was appropriate for me to talk about pooping.
Although I do feel like we are going to be working together in a very close vicinity, and I feel like if you did do such things, that I need to be aware of these things.
So you want me to let you know if when I am frightened, I have taken a massive. That's
Yeah,
what you
I
want.
really just need you to let me know if you your pants.
I mean, maybe just a little tiny.
Roger that. Roger that. He's definitely, yeah, I think he did too. Mel, I think you're right. 100%. He poopied. He poopied. What happened? The ghost evented on him. Oh, what am I doing? The ghost evented on him, so he definitely crapped his drawers. All right. Oh my. We are almost in an uh-oh. And this has nothing to do with your pants. The ghost is within hunting range.
All right, I'm gonna go grab a smooch then. I'm gonna grab.
Did you just
I'm gonna grab a smooch to match my smooch.
Did you just relieve yourself again? Ah.
But no, that was the sound of like a satisfied thank you for the warning.
I'm just gonna pick this up. Oh, I'm gonna stretch my leg right here.
Roger that.
Clay! Hi, Clay! It's gonna hunt. Is there hiding up here? Oh, there is. Mr. Clay. Why do you use all different tiers of equipment? It just depends. Some that's available, some that's not. We're playing with 2 people. He has some added, I have some added. Some I like, some I don't like. Doc, please live.
Burned cruising.
Roger that. Head to the cabin, BRB. No worries, friend. Someone get Doc some new pants. Roger that. Roger that. How did it beat live? I don't know. Epic said she gets to eat with Vin, Mare, and myself. Soon you should know. Ooh.
Something terrible just happened to me in here. I'm leaving. I'm gonna.
How do you possibly have more to give?
Pam basically invaded my sinuses without permission.
Hey,
So
turn the parabolic on and off a few times. Oh wait, hold on. Let me turn this light on. All right, go ahead. Do it again. Magic headphones. Here, let me see that. Let me see the parabolic.
Okay. What's happening?
Look at my head.
Oh yeah. Look at that. Look at that. Streamer, not streamer. 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 So everyone can get the full effect. Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
Streamer, not streamer. Streamer, not streamer. Streamer, not
Nope,
streamer.
nope, you're just
I
flipping- you're
can't. My
flipping-
mouse wheel's terrible.
You're flipping between your flashlight. Hi, Squishy. You like Chinese food? That's fair. I love it. Highland Walrus.
Steven, save your life. Is this distracting? If I'm right here, I'm talking to you while you're trying.
Well, no, because it's muffled. It'd be really funny if it wasn't. Hey, Patty.
You're saying I'm muffled?
Yeah, like your voice. It would be really funny if your voice was not muffled.
You just referred to me as it. You called me an it.
I didn't call you
I
an
don't feel
it.
like an it.
I didn't
Call
call
me
you
an
an
it.
it. No, I did not.
Okay. You said it's muffled. And
I didn't say. I said your voice is muffled.
Oh. Well, my voice is not an it either.
I,
Okay. All right. I don't know.
Now craving some Chinese. Do some General Tso chicken. Girl.
So at this point, I guess we're just waiting on it to hunt, aren't we?
Yeah, I think so. At this point, we are.
Do you have an exit strategy or a hiding strategy?
I do. There's a few. So we have. I do. There's a few. Jeez, man. How many more does it have to eat? Go!
I dislike. Get out of here.
Uh-oh. I'm just going to turn the light on upstairs. So there's that hiding right there. There's also laundry upstairs.
Laundry. Okay.
Yeah.
Is the laundry behind the actual laundry machine?
Yeah.
Sorry, I got really scared for apparently no apparent reason. So is it behind the actual laundry machine or behind the one of the
I am not coming back down there. I'm not.
But Doc, she just wants to hang out, man. Okay, now she's hunting. Oh, it's cards. Oh, it's cards. Oh, we're going to try. It's cards. Why is this smudge so big? It's not about how big it is. It's about how you use it. I'm bringing you back, damn it. Well, that was weird. It's hunting, and it didn't turn into a fool card. That was really weird. Strange. Frank, thank you for the prime. All right, what do I do with the cards? And I have an extra smudge because Doc doesn't like using them. Yeah, but the thing is, I got the Wheel of Fortune while it was hunting. It should have turned into a fool card. Pulled it literally from... I've frames before. Maybe... I'm going to wait so I don't waste any cards. I'm going to wait. I want to smudge it to buy us some time. Why is the sound over there? What the fuck? My headphones all backwards? Oh, hello, Jim. Pam the Jim. That's right. That's right. Come on, give us a High Priestess. We just have to stare at Doc's corpse. Sorry, guys. Didn't use much. Yeah. But the death card, it completely takes away from anything you did. Jenny, thank you. What's up, Yetting? Yeah, curse hunts. Can't stop those unless you have a tier 3 Cruci. Thought you got a fool. Oh. No. That was just a straight up death card. So end of the hunt. Ghosty teleports back to its room. Tier 2? No, you can't stop a cursed hunt with a tier 2. Well, I tried, Doc. It's a Jid. We even pulled all the cards, man. Yeah. We tried. Run, thank you for the follow. How are you? Yeah. What's up, Cyan? Alright. Let's get out of here. Hit the gym. Josephine Jackson, the gym. So I think I understand what happened. I think I get it.
Yeah, this is going great. This is awesome.
I think I understand what happened.
I kind of want to hear what. Tell me what you think happened.
I understand. I think I understand the entire scenario. So I think what happened was, you went to hide, and you ran behind the laundry. Okay, going well.
Yes.
You then realized you had your flashlight on. Oh crap! I gotta get out of the hiding spot because I'm gonna get him killed. So you jump out of there. You're like, all right, I'm gonna smudge it, and then you go to smudge.
Yes.
And you drop your lighter.
It's all true. It's all true. All of it is true.
Okay, I thought that's what happened. I was like, I appreciate him so much because I saw the flashlight come on and I was like, well, smudge, it'll be fine. I appreciate him jumping out.
I swear to you, I was jamming on the button to turn off the flashlight. Nothing happened. And then my scroll wheel on this mouse is terrible.
Mine is not
so
that great either.
Scrolling,
I actually need to look into it.
Yeah, and then the next thing I know, I'm dead on the ground. But you know what, though? You lived, Flash, and that's what's important. It was like that. It's like that moment in the movie when not the star, but that like.
No, you did a get down, Mr. President. But the president was like not in danger at that time. Like, no, maybe too soon. But like, you know what I mean? Like, get down, and you're like, he's just eating dinner like inside the dining room, bulletproof windows. Get down.
Well, I just want to show people that I could be somebody,
I could be somebody.
I don't know. I tried to turn it into a moment. All right,
I was really, really hopeful for a high priestess, and it just gave me absolute crap.
That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I'm sensing a trend for today, but that's all right. Trends are good. They're reliable.
They can be. Depends on the algorithm.
Yeah. Well, that's fair, I guess. All right, I think I got one more flash because my dear wife is home.
Okay.
And I want to see her.
Of course.
Not that I don't want to see you. I mean, I love seeing you.
No, please see her.
No, okay. Well, all right. So we're gonna go all the way back to the beginning.
Okay.
Okay.
Roger that.
And I began with a survival. Okay.
Okay.
On Tanglewood. So
Roger
that's where
that.
we're gonna go. We're gonna go
Okay. I believe.
All right. Let's do this. Survival.
To be fair to Doc.
Don't.
To be fair to Doc, I have been funding all of these runs, so he's lost basically nothing. We have arrived.
Okay, here we go.
Got the intel. Looks like this is going to be a tough one. We've had reports of violence, and it looks like they left in a hurry.
Right, it's free. It's free.
Reports of violence? We have case 1675, at least from me. Ruth Martinez. Detect the ghost presence with a Motian sensor. Get an average sanitar below 25%. And have a member of your team witness a ghost event.
Easy. Easy.
You know,
Easy.
if you think about the day
the day.
in itself,
Uh-huh.
I have funded these runs. So no matter
is
what, you are up financially.
That is true. This is like one of those always look on the bright side. You know, like one of those moments.
I don't know what that is.
Because it's
Getting
You don't know
closer
the
is
life of
not
Brian.
going to getting closer is not going to make me know it better.
you don't know.
I'm
the
embedding
life
this into you.
of Brian. Don't know the life of Brian. It's Monty Python.
Know it.
My
Know it
rendition may
now.
not have been great. No, that's
Know it.
fair. That's fair. Yes. Understand what I'm saying.
Understand me.
You make an excellent teacher, FlashForce.
Thank you. Okay. Teacher, I don't get it. Understand it now. You're useless. Jesus Christ. Hey, what's up, Ogo? Watching for a bit. Glad to catch a stream. Welcome in, friend. How are you? Monty Python. We just live in Monty Python. Oh, wait, that's not the door I wanted to open. Flash doesn't know light. No, not really. Ooh. There is hiding in the nursery, like the actual hiding. There's also a spine in the freaking living room. Oh my.
Ew.
Oh.
Gross. There's a ghost in the kitchen.
What? Oh.
A ghost in the kitchen.
Holy moly.
You just doubled my EMF again.
No,
You did it again.
I walk around with it
You
turned
did
on.
it again.
I walk around with it turned on. It's not a double check. I just walk around with it on.
Oh, okay.
Jeez, man.
Listen, this is a relationship built on trust. I just want to emphasize that again. This is a relationship that is built on trust.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, I trust you.
Okay.
I trust
Okay,
you.
good. I'm glad.
Okay.
You do trust me, right?
I trust you.
Okay.
Okay.
You mean shenanigans?
Guys, there's ads that are about to play, by the way.
That is still one of my favorite stream moments of all time. I got it.
Hey, Farva.
Yeah.
What's that place where you like to eat that has the goofy shit all over the walls and the mozzarella sticks?
You mean shenanigans?
Swear to God, I'm gonna pistol whip the
What's the next guy that says shenanigans? Flash's Doc's mystery. Hey, you don't gotta call me out like that. I'm gonna watch that movie today. I haven't watched that movie in a long time. It's been a long time, but it's so good. All right, put one there.
Wait!
you-
I
no,
see a
you-
ghost orb.
No, you don't.
I thought I did.
What?
Yeah, I see a ghost orb right in the middle of it. It's right here.
I want to see. I want to see. I want to see. I can't. We finally have a mimic. Oh my Lanta.
You know what this means? You know what this means, right? You know what this means? You
We
know what this
win.
means? Well, yeah, that.
Perfect game.
Well, that too. But
Oh.
you know what this means?
What's it
I
mean?
found the ghost. I found the ghost.
You did find the ghost. You found out what it was.
Found it.
You were the one.
I found the
This mother.
ghost. Didn't stand up chance. Now all I have to do is live. Oh my God!
Oh, it's an event. It's an event. Thank God.
Okay,
I was like,
okay,
dude.
okay.
I was like, no way. It's about to do this. No way.
These moments, I feel like they keep happening to me. I don't. I don't know
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was almost perfect timing. I should have a smudge. Okay. Okay, we're fine. You're watching it right now? It's so good. So good. So good. We're fine. Everything's fine. All right, where's the power? Nice. It's there. Here, get you one of these.
Here.
We need, a Mosion sensor. Okay.
Yeah, there's one
Our
around
perfect
the
game's
ground
worth
right there.
it.
I mean, if you don't like
You
the
do-
placement, feel free. Feel free.
Oh no,
Give it a
that
little
should be
move.
perfect. I mean, it's gonna walk around here at some point. I'm
Is it
gonna go get a photo camera.
Got it.
We were talking about that the other day. Yeah, we were talking about if perfect games are worth it, like literally last stream. And it's questionable because the amount of time it takes to get the photos and stuff that you need, it might not actually be worth it. What is my profession? I'm a professional cinematographer and video editor. Come on, Ghosty. Oh, let's go get the bone. Nope. 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 Not doing it. Not today, you're not. Nope. Nope. Come on, walk back. Let's go. You did hit the motion sensor, right? Okay, now you did. Okay. We just have to get our sanity below 25, and that's a perfect game there, Doc.
Let's go. Perfect game.
Yes, sir.
I really don't think I contributed. Oh no, I found the go. Never mind.
You found out what it was. You
We
brought the
had a
video camera
perfect
in.
game.
Why is the ghost freaking out?
When you add you brought the camera in, like that I feel like it lessens it a little bit. Like it makes it sound like less like I found, like discovered the ghost, and more like, oh, you brought in a camera.
Yeah, but I would have taken forever to bring the camera in.
Oh, okay. All right. I feel a little bit.
Thank you for that. You're the best, Flash.
You're very welcome. Hey, Bright. Nothing. What is our object? Oh, no. Doc,
What's happening?
it's right here. It's right here. Live, Doc. I told him the nursery. He has a smudge. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. You know where to hide, Doc. Oh,
You made it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm relieved. You made it. You did it.
oh, jeez. All right,
That was a lot. That was a high pressure moment, and
I'm coming to get another smudge. I'm coming to get another smudge.
Roger that.
Roger that. We have to get our sanity below 25.
It's not already?
No,
It's not.
no.
All right.
Oh my God. Okay, I don't, oh, careful, SpongeBob. Okay, you know where to hide, yes?
I know you said it to me once a little while ago, and that's a memory that is.
So the nursery has 2 spots, but it has the actual hiding spot open.
Okay, I was behind the crib. Is that
No,
that
it's
the
the
actual
cards.
hiding spot, or is that the?
Yeah, behind the crib's an actual hiding spot, yes.
Okay, all right,
Okay.
that's where I was. All right,
What-
cool.
What? Hold on.
What's it doing?
I
It's
don't-
doing a thing in there.
It was doing a thing in there. Why?
It's doing a little flashy.
What the?
I mean, not you. You.
It
you
was
know what I
not doing it to me. No.
No.
I don't know what that would be.
It was. It's ghost radiance. I don't.
Okay. Okay. Careful, SpongeBob.
Okay.
It's freaking out in there.
Yep.
All right. Just be ready to hide.
Okay, I'm ready. Wait. Oh. Okay, never mind. No. we're
No,
good.
be ready to hide. Here,
Okay,
you know
yeah,
what?
right.
We're bringing this to
What?
you.
Okay. Wait, how's this gonna help?
If you're hiding in here, it won't hunt from in here.
Oh! Smart. Smart.
I'm a smart little bean. All right. So, okay. Doc, I think this is what we should do. What I want you to do,
What do we need to do, FlashForce?
I want you to stay in here.
Okay.
Okay? I want you to stay in here.
Yeah.
Drop your sanity. Actually, I'll stay in here with you.
Well,
We're losing our sanity. IRL, in-game.
it's just like water through a sieve is our sanity from our soul. I don't know.
Okay. And we'll wait. We do not want to pull cards.
Okay.
That's going to end badly.
Because that could, yeah, or it could raise our sanity, and we don't want that.
No.
We don't want that.
Here, I'm going to make it like a shadow puppet.
Oh, do it. Yes, yes.
But
Okay.
okay. It's not working like I want. Come on. Damn it. Oh, shit. It's what if I just throw it to the ground? Okay.
You got this. You got this. Right now, it just looks like a Wile E. Coyote, like repeatedly falling off the cliff.
Oh my god! See, that's what the crucifix is for. By the way, we can leave now. Yeah, we can definitely leave now.
Okay, yeah, we can definitely.
We can definitely leave.
Let's go. Yeah, great. Good job. High five.
Good job, team.
Well played.
Yeah, we did it. That was good though. That event dropped our sanity, so that's perfect.
Yeah, I would say that we were we were a great team.
Great. That was
and we did a great job.
teamwork, if you will.
Yeah, I will.
Here, this is
totally
for
will.
you. This is for you. Enjoy. I don't know what that sound was.
Don't. It's how you get it all in one shot. Okay. Ghost. Did I even mark it? I didn't.
I sure hope you did. Okay.
I marked it now. I marked it now. All right. Mission success.
That sound was sus. I don't think he inhaled. I think he like engorged. But he said he took it all.
Welcome back. There's some jobs ready.
Well.
Well. Here we are.
Perfect.
Right back.
No evidence.
Perfect game.
Mimic.
No evidence. Mimic. It's like coming full circle to the other time that I lived 12 games ago. Yeah.
Oh,
well,
you did
Flash,
great.
Thank you so much.
I
You did
appreciate
great.
you.
Yes, I appreciate you as well. And I
Hyper.
gotta say to everybody here who's already here, if you don't already do so, please make sure
Remember,
you go and
follow Doc
Flash.
for the
Flash
musk.
is a wealth of knowledge.
When you follow him,
when it
say
comes to
thank you for the
Phasmophobia.
musk.
He's a pretty
Okay?
darn good friend, I'll tell you what.
No, you're a
I'll
pretty
tell you
darn
what.
good
so
friend.
Go follow this. You're a pretty darn good friend. Yeah,
No.
you're awesome.
No, you're awesome.
Thanks, man. Thanks,
No,
man.
thank you, man.
Song call out says, Flash who? Okay.
Okay, unmod ban. Roger that. I'll note it. Okay. Okay.
All right, Flash. I will see you in the later on. Thank
Bye,
you so
Mr.
much for
Doc.
playing games
Thank
with me
you.
today. I appreciate you. Yes. Bye.
Bye. Oh, Mr. Doc. Yes, if you guys are not following, we're not going anywhere. We're still going. We're still playing games. We just invaded Doc. That's all. We just invaded Doc because we couldn't miss the opportunity to play with Mr. Doc himself. Yeah. Hyper, thank you for the 6 months at tier 3, friend. Oh my goodness. Even though it says 10, I'm very confused by Twitch's readings on what it says. I don't know anymore. But anyway. Yes.
There are others out there in
Yes.
need of help.
Remember, make sure that when you follow Doc, make sure to let him know you're there for the musk. That is your intention. That is why you're there. All right. Let me get my thing going here. But here we are. Jules, Ashley, thank you, friends. Hello. Hey, how are you? Let's see here. Go there. Viper, thank you for gifting to Angry Cherry. Thank you, friend. Thank you, thank you. All right. Boom, 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 boop, boop, boop. All right, let's go there, do that. Okay. Does Doc have a YouTube? Doc technically does. He just doesn't regularly post to it yet. I'm hoping that that will change soon. Yeah. Thanks for the follows, guys. Welcome in. Thank you. All right. Let's do, we've been doing a bunch of no evidence with Doc. Let's chill down with a little bit of a nightmare run, yeah? Apocrypha! Yeah, Doc is a blast, man. He is so freaking funny. But all of the freaking Midnight Society peeps are great. I love them. I love them all. All right, where am I going? You guys tell me. Bigger map? I can. We have been doing a little bit of smaller maps because obviously the bigger maps would have been a little bit more of a pain. Do we want to do a larger map? Prison, high school, Sunny? Do Sunny? Oh, I appreciate you, Song. I'm gonna do a little bit of solo for a bit. We'll see how it goes. Let's do Sunny. And then maybe if I'm feeling wily, we'll do like high school or prison. We'll do full Sunny and see how it goes. All right. I think I've got everything. I'm going to upgrade to the tier 3 Cruci. Please remind me that I have the tier 3 crucifix. Please remind me. Oh my f***ing God. Mr. Doc. Hi, friendo. Hey, it's the guy with the musk. It's the guy we were talking about. How we doing, friends? Welcome in. Oh my goodness. Guys, here is that lovely man of a being, Mr. Doc himself. Hey, you have a tier 3. Oh, thanks. Appreciate it. That was a very great reminder. I feel like I was just here. Oh my God. Doc, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for playing with me today. I kind of just jumped in there, sniped you. I know. Oh my God. Thank you for the pride, Foxy. Kind of just jumped in there. I attacked him because today I was just going to do super chill nightmare games, hang out and everything. And then I saw Doc was playing Phaz and like, I gotta jump at the chance. So Doc, I appreciate you, man. Guys, make sure you're following Mr. Doc. Again, the man of Musk. That is now his new tag. At some point we're going to play Bigfoot at some point. I don't know when, because I haven't actually played it yet, but he's been talking about it and he played it recently. Yeah. No evidence tutorial? I mean, we've been doing no evidence the entire stream. Demon. Yeah. I appreciate you, Doc. Thank you, friend. Yeah. What's up, Benny? How are you? Gonna do Sunny alone? Yeah, Sunny's a really great map. Yeah, Doc and I have been doing all stream. We've been doing no evidence on smaller maps just because time-wise, it's obviously a lot less. But yeah. Stuck in North Dakota. Oh, are you seriously? How long are you stuck there? Can't see you though, Flash. Need to manually find the stream now. Wait, what? Wait, what was that, Uncle? Can't need to manually. I'm very confused. Any advice for a fairly new Phaz player on eliminating the mimic? It depends on what difficulty you're playing on, James. Yeah. It was hilarious with you too. Oh, thank you, Hailed. Yeah, he's such a blast. Doc is so great. Wednesday, maybe? Oh, well, I hope you get out of there, friend. All right, let's go to Sunny Meadows. Tiffany, hello. One day Doc will get better. Hey, listen. Like I said earlier, over at, I don't remember what map we were on.
We've arrived. Check the equipment and get set up.
Earlier, I'd said that I think what happens with Doc, and it happens with a lot of people, is I think that you get you're not so worried about surviving as you are about just throwing yourself at the game and just enjoying what you're doing, that you kind of just let go and forget about different things. And I think that's what happens. Yeah. Jules, thank you. What's up, Timmy? I think that's what happens. What's up, lol? Oh, now I can see. What's up, Uncle? He's cool like a cool bean. He is cool like a cool bean. I would have to agree. Oh, that looks nice. Oh, look at that. The lighting looks great. All right. We're going to check for orbs really, really quickly. I am on Nightmare, so there is a chance for orbs. There is a chance. Peaceful, welcome in. And you're cool like a dragon. Oh, that's just a lot. That's just a bold-faced lie. That's just a bold-faced lie. Being a cursed object menace is also fun. Listen. Excited for the console release? I am. I'm actually really excited for console release. Yeah, it's going to bring a lot of eyeballs to Phasmo. It's going to be sick. Going to play more Death Watchers? I probably will at some point. It's not something I'm just going to like hop to. Not something I'm going to hop to, and that's hop to, not hop to. Yeah. How many monitors do I have? I have 3. Ooh, power right in the front. Let's go. Hey, Squishy. Waiting for the game to be on Xbox. Fair enough. We have hiding here. Sick. Let's go find out what our cursed is. Why do you have that sound? I have it because I added it yesterday when we were playing Lethal Company. People kept saying it, so I was like, I'm just going to add it because I really badly want, okay, in Lethal Company, when you're using mods, you can have one of the mods where it's the mimicking mod where the monsters can say the stuff that you say. I really badly wanted one of them to say that to one of our friends. They didn't. Not that I know of. If they did, that's hilarious. Is that over here? Diana, thank you for the bits. Appreciate you. Won't play without a mod. It's so much fun. EMF 5. Ouija board's the sneakiest? No, music box is the way to go. Music box is the way to go. Does anyone know when? Console? It's going to happen during the Halloween event. Monkey Paw is really good. I think it was Tom's stream. I'm pretty sure it was during Tom's stream when Mare got him really good. It was Sunny Meadows. He was in one of the bathrooms where the ghost was, and she trapped him in the ghost room, and he didn't know what was going on. It was wonderful. It was so good. So good. All right, we have EMF 5, which is awesome. So good. So good. If EMF is bugged right... Wait, is the EMF bugged right now? I've been getting EMF 5 for a split second the last couple of days. Are you sure that it's bugged, or are you just getting maybe an EMF 5 interaction at the last second? You know? Lol, thank you for the follow. You guys are gross. You guys are so gross. You're poor friends. You're poor friends. Look, just because I used to get coach all the time with the music box. This is not a Chinga stream. Listen. Also, the blurps do not save to the VOD. So you won't even be able to hear them. You could hear them on YouTube, though. Chinggis had a hype train yesterday that was built off of all-star blurps. Okay, it's a Raiju. 25% parabolic motion sensor. Hey, Carnage. Excited to play Phaz on VR? Yeah, on PS? That'll be cool. Yeah. How long have we been waiting? I mean, shit. It was announced a year ago. Motion parabolic. Okay. Do this. Do that. Standing in the hallway of Edgefield, kept getting EMF 5. I don't know if it was a bug, though. Placing your bets to be a Goryo? What are you betting it's a Goryo? Can't say placing your bets and not actually place bets. That's just weird. One French fry? You're going to send me one French fry? No, I want you to send me a video in the Discord of you taking a French fry and throwing it in the trash can. Okay, bet. All right. So it's a Raiju. We have EMF 5 and Ghost Orbs and no Ultraviolet, so it can't be an Obake. That means it's a Raiju. I want your video by the end of the day. It has to be a cooked fry. Yeah, it can't be frozen. Hey, Danielle. How do we know it's a Raiju? Because Obakes have to have ultraviolet as evidence when you're allowed to have evidence. Can you talk to me already? Please? Oh, thanks. Thank you, Song. Yeah, the Discord link is there. Rest of the socials are there. You hate Obakes? Oh, I think they're great. I think they're lovely. Oh, I can't even take that. Sweet. I was talking to Cherry, was going to Willow. Custom difficulty, all cursed objects on, have an RNG. Oh, tell one of the players who's the hunter is and have them try. Oh. Like your own personal little game mode. Oh, that's cool. That's a cool idea. I like that. Because I'm a monster. Oh, see, that makes more sense. That's just fun. It's like the meme runs that Chingus does. Yeah, it's like the same thing. Forced evidence, we love you. Damn right. RNG, man. RNG. You know me. Hey, yo, boo boo. All right, take this guy. We've got that. We're going to go take photos. We've got that. I'm going to take this just for funsies and that for funsies, just in case it, for some reason, hunts us. It shouldn't, but anyway. Maybe it just keeps choosing not to show them. Not to show what, Hutch? Megabyte, thank you for the follow, by the way. There. Hey, walk out of your room, dude. Your friend stopped playing Phas. Aw, sorry, dude. Thanks. Do I have any photos right now? No. Let's do the soul first. No, Hutch. I have orbs in EMF. If it was ultraviolet, I would then have a third piece of evidence, which it's nightmare. I can't have. I can't have. Someone pointed out, yeah. Oh my word. Do that. It's probably not enough, is it? No, let's hit it again. There we go. Restricted or no? No, it's full. Lights are probably going to go out from it trying to hunt here in a second. No? All right. There's the objectives. We got the ghost photo. I mean, we got the photos. We've got the ghost. Okay, perfect game. Did you get timed out for saying potatoes? No, you got timed out for choosing not to talk like a normal person.
Welcome back. I've prepared some jobs for you.
I imagine. Oh, I didn't get the bone, did I? Ah, crap. Whoops. Oh, well, whatever. My bad. I totally forgot about the bone. Ah, it's fine. Let's do Grafton. I totally forgot about the bone. You know what? It would have taken 15 years anyway.
No report this time.
Thought I heard a little person.
You're going in blind.
Wait, Rust, I have. Yeah, we're going to have a server again for Midnight Society soon. Yeah. Go there. Yeah, Rust is fun with friends. Point Hope next. I could. Yeah. First, let's go get the juice. Remind me why they say you should have probably gotten the Apocalypse Trophy before the update. Before what update? Oh, because of the ghost. I don't even remember what it was like before that. Yeah, I don't remember. The ghost pick update. Oh, yeah. That's true. That's a really good point. What up, Cohen? I forgot about that. The whole ghost pick thing. Dude, that sucks so much. That sucks a lot. The ghost pick update? Yeah. Yeah, to get a ghost pick, it has to be in the journal now. Just doing some laundry. I think so. It's... Confirmed? Yeah. Confirmed? Yeah. Dude, the amount of people that self-report is fucking wild. It blows my mind. Like, if you say nothing else weird or creepy and you just move on about your day, like, it's fine. Like, they timed you out as like a, hey, heads up, you're being a weirdo. But no, it's like, you're like, hey, I got timed out. And then the mods look at your message and they're like, yeah, you did for being a weirdo. And then they get rid of, like, what? It's crazy to me. Crazy. Like, going to other platforms like, hey, I got banned over here. And they're like, well, now you're going to get banned over here, stupid. Like, just don't say anything. Where are you? Are you near? Are you close? Are you angry? Are you near? Where are you? Are you near? Are you close? It's like a second chance, but they're just like, oh, I'll throw that away. Oh, yeah, it absolutely makes it easier on us to get rid of them. Oh, for sure. Craven. Oh, Mortal. 1,000,000%. 1,000,000%. I'm Mr. Meeseeks, look at me. Oh, yeah. 100%. Yeah. It's the, hey, it's me. Do you remember who I am? Do you remember me? I was here yesterday. Do you remember what time I was here? Do you remember what I told you? Remember that thing? Remember that? Do you remember this? Remember that? Remember this? Hey, what about this? What about this? Can I? Ugh. Yeek. Gross. I think we have everything in there. We should be okay. Let's see. Sophie Garcia. Firelight, escape, and parabolic. You don't remember every word I've ever said? Hey, no more. How are you? Yeah, weird, man. It's like a really easy rule of thumb for me. If you're craving more attention than my child does, like, bye. All right. We've got nothing from this ghost, have we? What's up, rat? You son of a bitch. I knew it was going to be late orbs. I knew it. I knew it. Watched the VOD yesterday. I was telling my hubby how people just come in and troll with us because you just want to vibe and play. Like, no. Listen, it's going to happen inevitably. No matter what, it's going to happen. And I think as a streamer, it's also up to you to be able to, oh, freezing. It's also up to you to be able to ignore a lot of those things. So you can't take everything to heart. It's okay if you want to interact with, oh, hey, how are you? It's okay if you want to interact with people, especially if they say something stupid, just for, you know, for the memes. But you can't let it dig into you. You can't let it, like, there's people that say things all the time that are trying to get under your skin. You just can't let it happen. You can't. You have to let it go. Get out of there. Stop it. All right. Rev Yuri Hantu on Rio right now. Right. But one of the best things that you can do for a troll, and this goes for anybody that is a creator of any kind, and this isn't for anybody that's here or anything, but one of the best things that you can do about a troll is completely ignore their existence. If you ignore them, they don't exist, nothing irritates a troll more, because all they want to do is be noticed. All they want to do is irritate you. But if you ignore them, like they're not even there, God, if that doesn't get under their skin. That's why they hop from platform to platform to platform to try to get you to look at them. But if you pretend like you don't see them and you just yeet and delete, fire starts burning, coming out of their ear holes. And then they send you emails. Yeah, I've gotten emails from people. Yes. Emails. Yeah. That explains why my parents ignore me. Wow. Dude, it's wild. People are really sus, man. But it happens. The best thing you can do is ignore. I mean, it's commitment. Listen, I've had people that have emailed me before that have, like, it's been a very genuine, like, apology about something, that something happened, that I checked their messages and it wasn't that crazy. And I'm like, you know what? Like, that seemed very genuine to me. Like, oh, okay. But then I've had other ones that, like, they don't understand what a paragraph looks like. So it's one word followed by 15,000 other ones that are basically just, oh my God, I don't know, for a mile long. And I'm like, I'm not reading that. And I just move on. Yeah. I just tell all my trolls to check out Flash. You know what? I take back what I said about your Musk. Piece of shit. How do people have that much time on their... listen, people have a lot of time in their hands for hate whenever they have a lot of hate built up inside of them. So they need others to feel the way that they do. So what they do is they try to deliver it to others. I mean, it's what the internet's made for. Hello. Rev, you're a Hantu on Rio. I might make it hunt. TP? A little bit of TP? Oh, wait. I don't have a smudge. Uh-oh. Hey, what up, Ty? How are you? I think it's a Revy. Someone once emailed me randomly offering to send me a Nerf football theme with my favorite team. I thought that was cool. I'd be very careful. Wait, did I have a smudge in there? I don't know. Whatever. It's fine. I can't hunt, yeah. Oh, that's where I put it. I put it on the porch. Whoops. Whoops. Did I see what the cursed possession was? No. Hey, RL, how are you? Hope it's a Ure. I mean, it hasn't slammed any doors. Don't fart on me. Ew. Hey, Keon. Bode. Found the bone this time? Yep, just found it. That's the tater bone sound. Hi, Steph. Where are the flies? No, you know what? It's been okay, Ty. I think I've been doing it. I did a good job with my DIY fly repellent. It's been okay this stream. It's been okay. Is it the circle? Hope it's a rev. I'm okay with a rev. We have the chair. What the? What the? Richard? What am I missing? Is it the cards and I didn't see it? Oh, son of a... None of you saw it either. Don't you dare. Yeah, Cohen, I do. Oh, I need to get rid of the crucifixes. Crap. Hey, Flash, it's Amir. Shut up. I hate your face. Ew, it's a child. I saw it. Whatever. You didn't see nothing. My guess right now is my guess right now would be not a Ure, that's for sure. All right. Is we'll see. You're a tiny little haunter. Yes, you are. So we know it's a Hantu because A, it's not gaining speed with line of sight. B, we heard it really fast at first, which means it was really fast in its room because it was cold. Now it's warmer in this room. That's why it's not as fast. Is Doc dead? You'd have to text him, Mel. He's not playing fast. Here, get smudged on. If he is, we should be really worried, Mel, because he's not playing Phasmo at the moment. You were double fisting your joysticks? That's fair. Crow, how dare you? You guys are talking about shiny Pokemon. What do you want me to do? Jump into that conversation? Andre, how are you? Talkie. Yes. Oh, okay. Yes. What are my thoughts on the map reworks? I'm excited for them. I'm a little fearful of how long they're going to take. Oh, thanks. I don't know how long it's going to take for them to do them, but I mean, but if Point Hope took as long as it did, if they're going to do from ground up, Bleasdale and Grafton, ground up, how long is that going to take? Check Discord. You got the fry? If you Googled throwing fry away, I swear to God. All right, where'd you post it? Bids? On. So they bet me a fry. Sorry, they bet me that it was a Goryo, the other map. And I told them, I said, you have to put a wager on it. And they said 1 fry. And I said, well, it's not a Goryo. You can't send it to me, so just throw it away. Bet. So they threw it away. It's a lot of mail. I mean, you know. But it's also a tossed fry. That didn't sound. Yes, it did. It was a fry that was cooked and it was thrown away. That was the request. That was what was asked. Hi, Nathan. That was all that was asked. It's fine. All right. Well, we know that it's a haunter. So we're just going to do this. My siblings don't grab their stuff. Oh, their mail. Oh, the last stream is the perfect investigation worth it. I think what we got from it was it's really up to you. Like money wise, time wise, I don't know if it really is. I don't know if it really is because you're getting an extra like 200, 300 XP. For the amount of time, I mean, you could just run another map and get the same amount. Like, I'm sorry, and get twice as much. You son of a bitch. So I don't know if I would say that it's worth it. It's more just to be able to say that you did it. I turn off the power. I just don't care to turn it back on. That looks like it covers it. All right. We need a camera. Any clues? We know it's a Hantu. And we picked up the bone already. I'm just going to go get a camera so we can take photos. Yep. The 250 XP difference is worth it on Willow Tank. Yeah, small maps it could be worth it because the amount of time is really not that much more. But on large maps, I'd say probably not. I don't think so. You'd have to do so. You're a choo-choo train going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. How long stream today? Not too much longer. What do I need? 2 more? Nope. Not even chancing the door. Thank you. And we out. Yeah, it's almost 4 o'clock my time. Usually we go from 1 to 4 EST on Sundays, because then usually fam time after that. Das Boot. Hunter. Hunt. Would I use level 1 dots in the next game? Why would I do that? Why would I purposefully do that? Hi, Kyle. What up, homie? Good to see you. For sure. What does for shingles mean? It looked like you said for shingles. I'm like, oh, sounds awful. We're not playing viewers, Bob. No, Phoenix, I think they were asking if I would use them as in use like their name, level 1 dots. I know. Oh, okay. Math just got a Goreo. Can I get that fry back? No. Absolutely not. You're not getting a fry. You're not getting your fry back because Math got a Goreo. Did somebody just fall down? Okay. Worth a shot? No, I'm going to go into Math stream and say, no, tell Nuggets they can't have their fry back. It's a ghost. All right. Let's go to Edgefield. Losing Sand area. No. I definitely heard one of my family members hit the ground. It was one of the littles, I could tell. We have a partition that goes to our upstairs. It's a short one, but a little one, so Josie doesn't go up there and cause havoc. And you have to step over it, obviously. And sometimes the kids, when they go to step on it, they're not paying attention, so they just like drop kick it and knock it to the ground. So yeah. Yep. Rescue Princess Izzy. When they make a thud, it makes a very distinct sound. It really does. It really does. All right, let's go. Let's go. We're getting close to prestige time too. Good goal kicker. Alex is kind of my sports kid, so maybe it'll be him. Maybe it'll be Al. Figured I'd get the Ouija board. I've been getting the Ouija board a lot today. You play Phas with controller? Nice. That's Tom has over like 1,000 hours with a controller. Hey, Drabbit, welcome back. What up, Luddix? So I think we're looking at Floppy Frank or the paw. Smudge. Actually, smudge. Get you. How many hours do I have in Phas? Steam hours? Like 2,500 hours. It's like more like 2,800. Not 3K yet. Actually, I kind of don't want you. Wraiths are fine. I have at least 2. At least 2. Yeah, it's been my main stream game for like 3 years. Yeah. You. Yeah. What's the max level per prestige? What? You can get to level... Son of a bitch. 9,999. Well, I was going to trap you. I guess I still could. F it. I wish to trap the ghost. Yeah, it's fine. Get you over there. Can I get the temps in that room from here? Hold on. Nope. 200 hours. All in due time, friend. F these shoes, by the way. Why don't I like Urays? They can really suck because to figure them out, I mean, they have to use their ability. There's nothing else you can do. There's nothing else you can do to figure them out. Not the dog. Normal. Is that a phantom? General Gravy! What up, homie? Thank you for the raid. How you doing? Come downstairs, dude. Damn. I think it's a phantom. Gross. Gravy, how are you, friend? Good to see you. Don't. Okay. It just vented at me again. Good God. What do I need? Do I need 25? No, good. Oh, but I do need to escape. Shh. What up, Izzy? Oh, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. Breathed on you? Yeah, a little bit. All right, Stinko. We are ready. Put that in there like that. Gravy, I hope your stream was good. What were you doing? Yep. Son of a bitch. I keep trying. Confirmed. Yeah, it's a phantom. Yeah, it's a phantom. Let's see. Let us see. Let us see. Got lucky in the Apocalypse Challenge. Nice. Heck yeah, man. All right. We're good to rock. So yeah, it's a phantom, 100%. Took a picture of the ghost. Ghost who went bye-bye. It was very invisible during the hunt, so we definitely knew that. Definitely knew that. How did I know what it was? It was really, really not visible while I was hunting, but then I took a photo of it, and it's not in the photo. So now we definitely know. Now we definitely know. So yeah, phantom. Phantom, phantom, phantom. And it's in the garage. It's camera shy, a little bit. I still need to escape though. So what I could do, go smudgy, smudgy. Learn things every day. Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. So now what we're gonna do, go over here. I wished for sanity. I wish for sunrise. It'll move. Hopefully it'll move. It should be fine. It should change rooms. Teeny, welcome in. Can't wait for the console update. Yeah. Samesies, dude. Samesies. So the whole reason for what I just did was wishing for sanity automatically takes your sanity to 50%. And then changing the room lowers it by 25. So now my sanity is 25. So escape the ghost. Now it'll hunt. And on me, I have 3 smudges. Hello. Come on, little stinky. So if you wish for sanity, the ghost will change its favorite room. If you wish to change the weather, you lower your sanity by 25. Yeah, there's a consequence for each wish. Yeah. Queen Salem, thank you for the 15 months. Hello, friend. How you do? What you do? How was your stream, friend? Hey, Stell, how are you? Is this challenge? No. We were doing a bunch of no evidence runs with our friend Doc earlier, but now we were just doing some nightmare runs, some nice chill nightmare runs. Yeah. Queen, good to see you. Lots of fun. Heck yeah. Swift, thank you for the prime.
Welcome back. I've got some jobs ready for you.
Yeah, see, 1420. That's without the perfect run. So, no bone, no photos. We could have done all that jazz, but yeah. What's the best level incense for repelling the ghost? Well, they all repel the ghost. Will it force to change Agorio's favorite room with the sanity wish? Yeah. Yeah. Chill and nightmare do not belong in the same sentence. Well, on Sundays they do. On Sundays they do. All right, we're level 93. I'm going to do a couple. We're going to do a couple 10-12s, I think. I think that's our next goal here. Yeah. Lifeline Nightmare. Nightmare's my fave. Hi, Crow. Nightmare's definitely my fave. We're just going to go in with all of our equipment. Because who cares? What do we need? Motion, escape, and photo. So what we're going to do... Oh, I didn't mean to bring the tier 3. It's fine. So we'll grab this guy. It's fine. I mean, it's probably actually more beneficial for the reason that we're using it. So it's fine. Yeah, Croaster's over on Twitch. Yeah. All right, so we have this guy, that guy, that guy. We're good. Hey, Stell, thank you for the follow. I'm good. Hey, get over here. Thank you. Is that an Oni? I think it's an Oni. Okay. Just rock. Yeah, it looked pretty visible. How do you stay calm? I think when you have a better sense of feeling safe, like you're not going to get murked by the ghost, I think you feel a little bit more calm. Yeah. So understanding how to get away from the ghost, knowing where you can hide, how to use the equipment correctly, all that stuff, I think that's how you can feel a bit more calm.
Welcome back. I've got
Nice.
some jobs ready for you.
3K, quickly, go back, do it again. Bing. Hantu breath? No. No, that was an Oni.
All right, we're here. Take a look at the
Firelight,
equipment
escape, and repel.
prepare accordingly before starting the investigation.
Firelight, escape, and repel. Let's rock. All right, I think what we're going to do is I think we're going to do the same thing. It's over to my left. Hopefully it hits on the way through. Star, thank you for the 11-month prime. Do I remember one of my first ever Phasmo games? I remember a couple of my really, really early Phasmo games. How to hunt so fast. It's 0 sanity, 0 evidence. Got the firelight. Ads are about to start, by the way. I can't pause them anymore. Yeah, we knew you weren't an Oni. Can I help you, Brad? Why can't you pause them? No, I've snoozed them like 3 times already, Panda. I don't know if that hit, but if it did, 322.48. If it did. Thank you, Sparkle. 322.48. Let's do another one of these guys. See you, Leon. Have a good one. So now we have an electronic over there. Down some of that. Queen. Thank you for the 3-month prime. No, thank you. What time did I say? 3:22:48? I like how you do this. It's because I'm hoping someone will help me recall it, Olive. Because I forget every time until I see it somewhere. That's salt. It's not a wraith. All right, 324.36. Raiju. Damn. That was weird. Okay. I kind of want to let it hunt one more time. That was very strange. That motion sensor seems really, really far away. And it was still affected by it over here. That was really weird. That was super weird. You're suspicious of a mimic? I'm not suspicious of a mimic. Yeah, this is no evidence. Yeah. No evidence. No sanity. Yeah, because 6 meters is like what? Malice, thank you for the raid. Welcome in, friend. The little cult has arrived. How are you? How was your stream? Welcome in, Garlic. Gail, how are you? Good to see you. Hey, how are you? Wait for the speed up. Go ahead. Jeez, dude. Hey, Seven Cities, how are you? Yee. We're being chased by a child. Excuse me. Hold, please. True Destiny, Alvin, how are you? Okay, it's done. We can run. It's got little legs. Not the child. Yeah, I think it's a Raiju. We can run. Toothy Big Toothface. Raiju multiple times over. Yeah. Yeah. It was good and long. Stream while having COVID is horrible. Oh, Malice, I'm so sorry. I hope you feel better, friend. I legit was there like 3 weeks ago. 2 or 3 weeks ago, I think. I feel you, friend. Yeah, I hope you feel better. Explain the Raiju. It's sped up near electronics. Yeah, easy peasy. Easy peasy. So, electronics that you bring in. So, it has nothing to do with the electronics of the house. So, it doesn't matter if the power's on or not. If you bring in an electronic, Raiju will speed up. Yeah, super speedy. Its little legs are moving. Its little legs are schmoving. Let me move this screen over a skosh. But Malice, I appreciate you, friend. I do hope that you start feeling better. Go there. Go there. Do. Did you ever defeat the fly in your room? I think I at least defeated one of them. At least one. Gonna go get some foods and drink. I appreciate you, Malice. Thank you, friend. Thank you. Bye, T. All right. Let's go back in again. So the reason we're doing this over and over again, which I could do in other places. I mean, I guess we could do this in Tangle. It doesn't really matter that much. It's just that Tangle is a really good place to do it. Is the 10-12 multiplier. It's just a nice, quick way to get some levels. That's all. That's all. See you, Rua.
Looks like this is going to be a tough one. We've had reports of violence, and
Yeah.
looks like they left in a hurry.
What up, Gus? mimic means check for fake orbs? Yeah. Yeah, but on these runs, I don't check for orbs. No. We just go for it. We don't check for fake orbs. Guys, sit in the van. No. No. You've got to earn them. No. Incense photo repel. We could try to get lucky, I guess. I guess. We prestige tomorrow after weekly. I don't know. I don't know if my level will be there. I don't know if my level will be there enough to prestige. The Van Princess. Hey, Bob. True Destiny. Thank you, friends. What's up, Kendra? Ghosty. Hello. Murdrella. How are you, friend? Good to see you. Having a good day. I hope you are too. A shade in my room. I don't have cold breath. What is prestige levels? I don't understand your question. Dear Slayer, hello. Have I tried playing DBD? I have. Is that a Hantu? I'm gonna need another hunt. That sounded like it was really fast, but then was normal. Interesting. Sound normal to you? I'm pretty sure I heard a very, very fast ghost there for a little bit. I think I did. What difficulty? It's a 10-12. Mayor just posted it in chat. Thank you, Mayor. Thay? No. If it was a Thay, it would never have slowed down to a normal speed. Kendra, thank you. Bye, Sparkle. Should be a Hantu. Did you hear it too, Ash? I swear I thought I heard it. I swears. I swears to it. Could be wrong. You son of a bitch. Hey, hey. Okay, now I'm really confused. You just threw something in here. Okay, this gives me time to smudge. We need to check for a mimic. Pronto. We need to check for a mimic. To speed up. No, it changed form. It freaking changed into the old lady. So, it's either an Obake that was like, I don't know, tripping over its own feet, or it's a mimic and we were right where we heard it changing speeds. Give me you, and give me you. Okay. The Obake cake? I don't know. I mean, it 100% changed form. There's no question about that. Saw that. Oh, that was you? Get out of my map. Get out of here. Shit. The light's on. I can't see. 'Cause was weird, dude. I don't see orbs. I see no orbs. Hey, what's up, Bree? I see no orbs. And the breath is over there. No orbs. No orbs. It's got to be. I don't know what I heard. I swear to you, I heard a fast ghost. Oh, that's a wall. I swear. Do mimics give orbs on no evidence? Yes. Yes, they do. So if you're doing a no evidence run and you see orbs, there's no question at all. It is guaranteed mimic. But we're not seeing orbs, so I don't know what I heard. Yeah. Hey, Watt. What's up, Sufi? That's an Obeka cake. I swear. I swear. Yeah, I don't know what I heard, man. I heard it fast for a moment there. Yeah, that was really, really weird. Alyssa, Kendra, thank you, friends. That was weird. I don't know what I heard. We shorts that room. Yeah, I saw my breath. Mm-hmm. Maybe it was my heart beating because of how spooky it was. Oh my God. Kendra. There we go. Level up. Nice. Extra quiche. I don't know, man. Obakes have been weird with like the whole step thing, you know? Their steps have been really strange. Really, really strange. I don't know. All right, let's do another one. What time is it? Almost 4:30. Let's go to graph. Does it shapeshift between hunts as well, or only mid-hunt as it blinks? Oh, are you asking like, does it shapeshift during like events and things like that? No. No, it will only shapeshift during a hunt. If that's what you mean. All right, let's do it again. How long going for today? Not very long. I normally end at 4, but we went a little bit after. Kendra, you're a homie. Thank you, friend. Don't blame the ghost. Maybe it tripped. Well, tell it to catch its balance. I don't know. What I mean, like shape 1 during the first hunt and shape 2. Oh, so the way that the Obake shapeshift works is it has like a cycle that it does where it has a main ghost model, and it will always be that ghost model for so many blinks until it reaches a certain count, and then it will blink as another ghost and then go back to the normal ghost model. So it's like, I forget, it's been counted out and I don't remember what the counts are. If I gave you a number, it would be wrong, but I'll just give you a number, just example. It's like 15 for the first one, like 13 for the first, or 15 for the first, and then like 13 or 15 for the second, maybe 17, I don't know. And then it just repeats the cycle over and over and over again. But it's that same cycle over and over and over again. It's not this thing that we used to think it was, where it was like randomized and it was just guaranteed at one point. No, you could watch it blink. If you can watch it blink the whole time, you can count the blinks and you will know when it's going to change and guarantee to know if it's an Obake or not. Yeah. Heck, you could watch an Obake because there's a point during the cycle of when it's changing where it'll change back into itself. And when it does that, it's really weird. Mike pointed it out at one point where like it changes back into itself, but a different pose. So, but it's really hard to notice. Yeah. Yeah. But it's not normal stuff that you'll see as you're going. But yeah. Eddie Holmes. Photo, crucifix, escape. We might catch an event. Let's try. Let us try. What's up, Ari? I try to be Amar. All right. That's so weird. The shift in pitch. The shift in pitch is so weird. All right. I hear you. Don't open it back up. How often do I do these streams? Every Sunday. Oh yeah, Bria. I'm doing no sanity, no evidence. No thank you. No thank you. Is that an Oni? Hey, I said no thank you. F off, lady. You're an Oni, aren't you? You're very visible. Yeah, I think it's an Oni. Go away, Brenda. Maybe we'll get lucky and get a photo. Hello? Hey, I need a photo. You want to show up? El Stinko. Hunter's Mood, thank you for the prime. Ghosty, can you show up for the prime? Hello? Any primers? Ghosty, are you a primer? Hello? Hey! Okay. Is this where you want me? Right here? Hey! I need a photo. We need more pics for my Oni fans, yeah. She's not gonna do it. Whatever. Jerk. Yeah, jerk! Nope, she's out. Whatever. Whatever. Do it for the Vine, Brenda. It's Eddie, not... Oni, get out of here. Whatever. Whatever. Hi, hi. It's a primer is a substance you put down on surfaces. But listen, maybe it means the same thing. You don't know.
Welcome back. There's some jobs ready for you.
What a jerk. Ah, TikTok, Noki. Yeah. Yeah. You're so funny. Teehee. Teehee. Har har. Yeah. Okay. It is 4:30. It is my time, I believe, to turn into a pumpkin, aka go hang out with the fam for the rest of the day. So, I think what we're going to do is we're going to go find a friend to say hi to. So, YouTubes, thank you guys so much for chilling. I appreciate you hanging out with me per the usual. Thank you guys. Again, do not forget. The plushy campaign starts tomorrow at 9 a.m. 9 a.m. If we get 200 pledges by August 1st, it will be made. Even the we haven't even done the drawing for it yet. It hasn't even the concept hasn't been made up yet. The first thing that has to be done is we have to get the pledges. Once that's done, then they're gonna make it. But thank you guys. I appreciate you. Tick tock. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Let's go find a friend to say hi to. I don't know you. But yeah, let's go raid. But I appreciate you guys, man. Thank you for all the love today. You guys are freaking awesome. Let's go find a raid target. Thank you for the follows, guys. Mills, Bounty, thank you. Makeshift isn't blocked at work. Let's go. Yeah, we've been wanting a plushie for a long time. It has been a high request, but it's not something that we can just easily do. So, well, you know, someone's doing a celebration. Oh, I know, Olive. Oh, I know. I'm fully aware. Thank you, though. No, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. How long is he going today? Do we know? Is it a normal stream or is it a longer stream? I guess it would be a longer stream because it's Sunday. The fact that he's going right now, 8 hours? Okay. Okay. 8 or 9. Yeah. He normally doesn't start till 6 or 7. He's already been trucking for a solid 3. Yeah. Okay, cool. Guys, if you're not already in the Discord, I'll put an announcement out tomorrow morning about the plushie as well. There's the rest of the socials too. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. I'll probably I might take one of the no evidence runs that I did with Doc and make a video out of it. And maybe I'll take that mimic run or maybe I'll take like 2 of them and make them into a video. Take one of the funnier ones we did and then take the mimic one, the successful one we did. Maybe that's what I'll do. That could be good. That could be good. Doc is just pure gold. I appreciate you. Thank you. Yeah, it's always a blast on the weekend getting to hang out with the family. Yeah, always a freaking blast. I don't know what I'm doing for dinner. I still remember. Do you guys remember a while back we talked about the Big Mac Sloppy Joe or whatever the hell it was called? I still have this like dream of making it. I still need to get on it. Holy shit. I talked to my wife about it the other day and I was like, I forgot all about it. Rafa, thank you for the biddies. Do it. We need the feedback. I will absolutely do it. I told her, I said, it looks so damn good. It looks so good. I want it in my life. We will. We will. All right. Let us go say hi to this beautiful man. Shall we? Shall we? Hey, Pax, what's up? Oh, we're about to raid out, friend. We have a friend that's doing a celebration stream. We're going to go say hi. Make a stream about it. I don't know about all that jazz. The part where Doc threw the plate after you marked Mayor was under my request. Listen, if there's a game, hey, listen, seriously, if there's a game that stands out as like, dude, you have to include this game, don't be afraid to tell me. In like the Phasmo channel or message me, whatever. Don't be, because it helps me. It is very helpful. Seriously, it's very helpful because I'm going to go back and watch the games anyway, but it's helpful for me because then I can go back and be like, you know what? That was a really good one. Yeah. No, you're fine, Bex. Don't worry about it. You're fine, friend. No worries. By the way, Tater just drew a Hanged Man card. I want that to be known in the world. So listen, our raid message today, this is our raid message for the day. If you're subbed, this is your raid message for the day. This is your raid message. We're going to do it quickly, too. This is your raid message for the day. Okay? That's your raid message if you're subbed. Okay. Because he just died to a hangman card. All right. If you want to make your own, you're more than welcome. There is the... If you're not subbed, if you are subbed... Tier 3s, my little creepies, there you go. Or you could just do the lookout one. That's also good. I'm going to say lookout. But yeah, we're going to we're going to say hi. We're going to say hi to Tater. Tater is doing his 5K followers celebration stream. Tater is an absolute homie of mine. One of my favorite peeps on Twitch. I love that man to death. Love that man to death. We're going to go say hi. Is there another method to identify the spirit instead of the 3-minute between the hunts? Not really. No, it's really one of the main reasons, main ways to do it. It's really one of the main ways. Outside of that, if it's being a butthole, skid up, butt up. Yeah. There, I've got my message ready to go. I've got it ready to go. Guys, thank you so much for all the love today. I appreciate you. Thank you for all the bits. Holy shit. Thank you for all the subs. Again, this will continue on for quite a while. Our monthly is here. We are almost 3/4 of the way to our monthly, where I will have to dress up as Bruce the Shark, and I will add some shark related sound commands for that day. And I don't know what else we'll do. We'll figure it out. I don't know. But any Hoosiers, thank you guys so much. You're amazing. I love you all to death. Tomorrow starts our plushie campaign. Tomorrow. 9 a.m. I will ping you in the Discord. I will ping you. I will ping you. All right. Guys, let's go say hi to Tater. Make sure to let him know to look out. Okay. Let them know to look out. You guys are amazing. I will see you guys tomorrow for more fun, for the weekly and more Phasmo jazz. All right, guys, you're awesome. I love you to death. Goodbye.